Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. I hope we're all well. It's the 22nd, Monday the 22nd of July. Welcome to the stream. I'm in a terrible mood. I'm in a real bad mood. It's all gone wrong today. It's all gone terribly wrong. Lindsay, welcome. Hooper, Marcus, how you doing, mate? Tracy, XTX, Jamie. Look at you all here already. Glenn, Washfix. How many of you guys actually wait? Do you wait for me to go live, or do you just get the notification? Because like there's a lot of people in here already. That's pretty crazy. I do want to hug, yeah. Yeah. It's been such a stressful 12 hours. I've been trying to get this video done. I've got a banger of a video. I was up till like midnight last night editing. I woke up at 6 AM this morning. I spent 2 hours, an hour and a half, doing some more voiceover for it. Rendered it, started uploading it. It's a massive video. It's not a long video. It's just like the biggest one that I've done so far. So it's like 64 gig or something. Because it's a higher quality, it's a higher resolution than I've filmed in before. And it's taken ages to upload, and then I've had to make a last minute change, and you can't do that. You can't change your video without having to re-render and re-upload the whole thing. So tried re-uploading it. It got to like 58% like half an hour ago. And then it's been reading from the hard drive, from my external hard drive, and uploading straight to YouTube. And I accidentally unplugged my external hard drive from the wall because it's got a power supply in it now, and it cancelled the upload. So that I was stressing all day because I thought the video wouldn't be out for 5:30, and then I was stressing all afternoon thinking, oh, the video's not even going to be out before the live stream, and now the video's just not coming out tonight, so I'm just really pissed off about it. I'm fuming. Really annoyed. So the video's going to come out tomorrow instead. You waited, Hooper? Oh, you waited half an hour? No way. That's crazy. Did you fit another ladder to a van? We were behind a van earlier today. And I said, look, he's got it right. He's fitted his ladder straight. But if you look, next time you drive behind a van that's got a ladder bolted to the back of it, check it for its precision, because not a lot of them are straight. I've seen 3 now that are wonky, including mine, and only one that's straight. We need to keep a tally between us all. We love you, all's good. Oh, pouty smouty. Only Monday, so don't sweat about one bad day. It's all good. Yeah, true. It's just I'm very tired because I was up late last night and I got up early this morning, and now I'm just tired and frustrated and a bit angry with myself. Oi, Jake. Do Evesham Jet Wash adjust timing, etc.? One of our machines will not run and snaps the cord back in. GP Cleaners said try a Honda machine specialist. Is that what it is then, the timing? One of our machines will not run and snaps the cord back in. It sounds really stupid, right? And I know you're an experienced pressure washer. Have you tried releasing the pressure from the lance, from the trigger? Have you tried pulling the trigger while you're starting the engine? Because the pressure can build up in the pump and it puts more strain on the starter. Evening, Russ, you right, mate? Oi, oi, smelly Jake. Thanks, Washy. Ever the original. How you doing, mate? Washy, you've not been round for a while. Have you been super busy or something? Is it busy season for you? Because he's been ducking in and out of the Discord every now and again. but he's normally in it every day. But I know you went on holiday for a while, but I think you're just super busy. You haven't got enough time to crack jokes and take the piss out of everyone. Elevate exterior cleaning here for more fun and knowledge. Mark, that is, I mean, knowledge is potentially a stretch, but sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun. We try our best, don't we? Lindsay Wonka, welcome. I've not seen your name in the chat before. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Evening, Barclay. Busy with life more than work. Okay, I hope it's all good busy. Are you overdoing it? There's a good chance that I'm overdoing it, yeah. I think I felt a little bit burnt out before the weekend. I was in a terrible mood this weekend. I had to keep apologising to Soph. We went out sofa shopping. And I just said I'm in the wrong mood to be doing this. I was vile all day. Do you think YouTube has helped you get work? I've had some work from YouTube, yeah, but I wouldn't say that it's worth doing to get work. It's a lot of effort just to get 1 or 2 jobs a month. I have had a lot of people calling me recently saying they've seen my videos, but I think that's because I had a video with like a lot more views recently than I normally do. Where's Yeet Cat tonight? It's a good question. Martin, you right, mate? Martin, I always see your name on Facebook. Cessford, Martin Cessford. You've got a profile picture of you smiling at the camera, haven't you? Like, I think that's you. I always see your name pop up on Facebook for some reason. I was very burnt out before my holiday, was you? Soph recently got back off holiday, and she said that it was like needed. Just no responsibility, no thinking about the kids, no, literally just focusing on relaxing. And that might be what I need. Although I don't really want to take any time off in the busiest part of the year. But we have got some holidays coming up, so that'll be nice. Does anyone know how long you can leave a machine running which doesn't have a return valve? That's a very good question. That's probably a question for Darren from PWS. If he pops in tonight, he occasionally watches the stream, so we'll see if he's around. Maybe he can answer that one. Does anyone else know? So what Jamie's talking about is some of the sort of potentially cheaper machines that are on the lower price range end of the spectrum. If you don't have a return feed going back to your tank, it means the water it's not able to recirculate, and it's that recirculating that keeps the pump cool. And so even when you come off the trigger, the water still moves around your pump, whereas in the cheaper machines you come off the trigger, and I believe the water does still move through the pump, but I think it's the same water going around the pump. So it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter until I don't know what happens. I guess stuff starts melting. I don't know. But with a normal machine, you should virtually be able to let off the trigger and leave the machine running all day, and it won't overheat. The only issue with that is that water will eventually get hot. So it depends on the size of your tank. If you've got like a 250 litre tank, you might be able to just allow that water to recirculate. But how many hours can that happen before your tank gets hot and starts sort of melting? I don't know. Good question. Good question. You were working till 8 or 9 p.m. most nights. Were you doing roofs, Washi? What was I mean, it's great that you've got work, don't get me wrong, but what was causing you to have to work so late? You do look a bit shattered. Family and health first. As you get busier, prioritize your family. Yeah. It's difficult, especially when things are going in like a good trajectory and you've hit peak season and you're getting all the inquiries and stuff. That's the last you don't want to think about like slowing down or taking time off. You just want to sort of, what do they call, strike while the iron's hot. And so it is difficult. You're essentially like turning down money, aren't you? But the way I justify it is, if I work really hard now, then I can potentially relax a little bit more over winter, and while things are going quite well, if I work like these next couple of years, if I just really work hard, then I'm going to make my life a little bit later on down the line a little bit easier. I keep telling myself it's just temporary, just keep grinding, it's temporary, and it's going to lead to us having like a better life. But if you get into a habit of just grinding, you don't know when to stop and relax, do you? That was my dad. Hi, Lilac Digital, welcome. Yeah, thank you, Matt. So Matt's been doing some work in the background, and he's organised the Discord. And for those of you that aren't part of the Discord, this isn't going to be relevant to you, but what we require now for you to be part of the Discord is that you link your YouTube account in your Discord settings, just so that it can pull from your membership status, and you get access to the specific areas of the Discord. So if you're a boosted member, you get access to all the boosted images that come with being a boosted member. If you're a circle member, you won't get access to these, and so it does it automatically. And so you can see next to all these names here, we've got roles, we've got YouTube member, boosted member, and that does that automatically when you link your account. So for those who haven't linked their account, as of now, you will only have access to this first section here, this new members area. So introductions, connection help, and this tells you how to connect your. Look at all the effort he's put in. This is all Matt. This is. So as of now, if you've not linked your account, which there's a couple of people here that haven't, if your name is still white, you're going to lose access to the Discord basically until you do. Thank you, Matt. Do you think they'll be able to sort it? They're only half an hour from me. Sorry, mate, I didn't actually answer your question. There's a good chance they will be able to sort it. I'd say they specialize. They only supply Honda engines, I believe, in their petrol machines. I think that's correct. So there's a good chance if there's like a timing issue, they might be able to help with that. But I said I know you're an experienced pressure washer, but have you ever had that issue where you're trying to start your machine and it just won't start, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter until you press the trigger and relieve all the pressure in the pump, and then while you're holding the trigger, if you start the machine, it fires up straight away? Could that be what's happening? Because it sounds like it. That is you, Martin. Nice. I thought it was. I recognise your last name. I missed the start, but if you've had a shit day, you can always give the live a miss. Keeping yourself mentally strong is more important. To be honest, this cheers me up. This gives me something to look forward to on a Monday, and you guys make me laugh every time. So I know this is going to put me in a better mood. I'm just really angry about my video not going live. That's all. That's the other thing. Yeah, does it have a thermal relief valve? A minute maximum. A minute being off the trigger if you don't have a return to tank. That's not a very long time, is it? A minute before you start causing damage. I mean, it's obviously not going to melt and explode straight away, but before it starts causing damage. A minute. Yeah, the other thing, if you've got, if anyone has that situation, you can sometimes install onto your pump an easy start valve. I think that's different to a thermal relief valve. An easy start is basically just a ball valve on your pump that you can open when you start the machine, and then when it starts running and spitting water everywhere, you can turn it off. I've got a good little clip of what I mean just here in a second. There is it. How's everyone's weekend been? Does anyone work over the weekend, or is it just me? I work every Sunday, and I have Tuesdays and Saturdays off, and that just sort of works for me. But I know some people, when you tell them you work weekends, they go all shocked and weird with you. Sunday is the sacred day, all that sort of stuff. I cleaned some solar panels the other day for the manager of Olsenham estate agents. So this is the valve that I'm talking about. So you see that valve there? You can open that tap, and that will relieve all the pressure that's created from you trying to pull the cord. And then as soon as the machine starts running and the air, all the air is like purged out of the system, you just lock it off then. But I know you can't fit these to all pumps, so it depends on what sort of pump you've got, but I think most of them you can. "30 seconds to a minute maximum." Really, Glenn? Evening, Jack. "You want to get it turned off ASAP. No longer than 2 to 3 minutes for full safety. 5 minutes the longest I'd chance it." Basically, it's the first thing you do when you're out of the water. When you're out of water, yeah. Yeah, letting your machine run without water as well. That's an interesting one. When your tanks run out of water, how long have you got until things start seizing up? Because your pump's still going as if there is water, but it's just pushing air through instead. I think he said within a minute it will damage the seals and joints. Oh, you've been doing roofs and gutters. I saw the gutter job that you were doing today. Spencer, welcome. You right, mate? Connor, how you doing? Connor, look what I've got. Look what I've bought today. I'm really pleased with it. £4 B&Q. How perfect is that? It's from a little soft washing pump. It fits perfectly. I've got my pump, my battery. I can cut the... I've got to watch I don't get shocked here because there are some exposed wires. I can cut my little controller into the side here, and that'll fit lovely. You sit there. Turn you on. Turn you off. The only thing I'm annoyed about with this setup, it's only a minor thing, but I want to be able to turn this on. Watch what happens when I turn it on. It immediately starts pumping. See, it's on 6. See that? And I have to press this button to turn it off. I want to be able to turn this on, turn this button on, and for this to be its default state. And I'm wondering if I wire it slightly differently or fiddle about with this controller. Connor, do you know if I can have this default turned off rather than default turned on as soon as it receives current? But either way, I can mount my little on-off switch in the side. I can mount that in the side. I've got my battery status meter my little percentage bar that I can mount in the other side, and then I also have my charging port that I can mount near the battery status thing, and it all just fits perfectly. So I'm gonna have, for the pump, I'm gonna mount the pump sideways, and then I'll have like the inlet there maybe, and the outlet there, and then you just plug whatever you've got into it, whether it's a water fed pole or whether it's just like a sprayer. I'm quite pleased with it. What do you reckon? £4. I think that's the ideal solution for the price and the size and the convenience of having a handle and these little extra storage nibbly bits. I'm well made up with that. Let me know what you think. What would you say is your mental checklist when you turn up to quote a job? That's a very good question, Jack. Early stages of preparing. You've cut yourself off there, James, but welcome. Mental checklist when I'm quoting a job. So the first thing I want to try and do is identify the surface. And I know it sounds simple, but it's not as simple as you'd imagine, actually. We've got a whole section in the Discord, actually, dedicated to what's called Identify This. And it's because you'll often come across maybe like a concrete patio. Where is it? That might sort of look a lot like... Jack, welcome. Thank you so much, mate. That's awesome. Why haven't I got the notification up here? Thank you, mate. Oh, there it is. Oh, cheers, Jack. Welcome. So Daz, this evening, he's popped this one in. Part of me is thinking that it's concrete from a distance, but then when you look up close, it has more of like a granite sort of texture. You can see a bit of quartz in there and a few darker patches. It's hard to tell when there's so many black spots all over it. There's a chance that it could still be concrete, but I am leaning towards granite. I don't know. What do you guys think? So first, identifying the surface to make sure you know what process you're going to use when you actually do clean it, and whether it will take chemicals and stuff as well, or which sort of chemicals you can use. Second thing I'm looking at is the water supply. I'm going to see where the water supply is, whether it's easily accessible, and I'm going to test the water pressure just by turning it on. Usually you can tell whether it's going to be good or bad, but if you have, the other thing is access. If you have to either walk through a property to get to the cleaning area, or there's no outdoor tap and you've got to plug into like their indoor supply using one of the adapters or whatever, that's going to make the job a hell of a lot harder. So access, water supply, and drainage. Drainage and water supply are going to be the two things that determine whether the job takes you an hour or 3 hours. It can literally be the difference. I'm sure there's people in the chat that will testify to this. I'm sure there's people in the chat that will testify to this. That if you've got poor drainage and you end up with puddles of water that you can't shift, it's going to extend the job massively, because you've only got so many options when it comes to flooding and stuff. And all that water isn't just clean water, it's dirty water. So when it dries, it'll settle and it will make the whole area dirty again. So let's go through it. Access. You don't want to be taking stuff through the house. And if you do have to, the job's got to be worth it. And you've got to make sure you're wrapping your hose up and stuff, because it's going to leave dirty marks on their skirting boards. Oh, it's a nightmare. Muddy boots going back and forward through the house. Set the customer's expectations. If you don't want me to get your carpet dirty, put something down to protect it, because I've got to drag my hoses through the house, Access, water, drainage, identify. Thank you so much. Oh, you got me some What are these called again?
Jaffas.
Jaffa Waffers. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What have we got there?
You alright?
I thought you'd wrote me a sign and you're going to hold it up behind me or something. Do you like my new toolbox? It's got my pump in it.
Nice. Nice, yeah. Lovely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anything else that needs to go on this checklist? Access, water supply, drainage, identify what it is that you're cleaning. And then, in order to get a price, you probably want to be measuring up as well. I'd avoid guesstimating. Ideally, you want to be measuring, unless you get really good at it. Anything else to go on that checklist, anyone? Have I missed something? We can wait for your video, buddy. Oh, PM guy, thank you. It should be tomorrow, I think. Hi, Jack. I feel like I will always be booking a week holiday during the crazy seasons. This way, when it's crazy and get long hours, you have something to focus on when you're getting worn out, then you're back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, something to look forward to, something to take your mind off things and relax. Holidays are also different with kids though, because it sometimes doesn't feel like you're relaxing necessarily. It's like it's like staying at home when you've got kids. When Sophie had Maya and I had my paternity leave for like a week, honestly, it was easier being at work. I'd have rather have gone back to work for that week. I mean, it was nice, obviously really lovely spending time with your new baby and stuff, but it was hard work. I don't resent, single mums and stuff. It's a very difficult job trying to entertain children and take care of the house and stuff, You can also look forward to the winter. Yeah, true. Yep. Washi, how do you get your leads for roof cleaning, mate? Leaflets and word of mouth. You rate your leaflets, didn't you, Washi? I think Craig used to work at a leaflet printing place. How convenient is that when you just started your business? Jake, how do you cope with being so busy? Not long started never imagined to be busy and really struggling with all the stress, working a 7-day week to try and get through all the work. Are you trying to, is there any reason for you to be working a 7-day week? Are you worried that people aren't going to wait for you? Because I'm booking people in six weeks in advance. So if someone's saying, "Oh, can you do my patio next week?" I'm like, there's a 6-week wait. I can do you a quote, but there's a 6-week wait. Are you still interested? And it's at that point when they say yes or no. Because if you go through the whole process of visiting them, taking photos, measurements, going home, working out a quote, and then sending them a price, only to say, actually, I'm booked up for the next 6 weeks. Oh, sorry, I was looking to get it done next week. Be up and front and honest with them. And there's no reason to work a 7-day week if you've got all the work coming in. Why are you? This isn't a criticism. This is just like an open question. Why wouldn't you push some of that work back? Unless it's like repeat regular work that you've sort of overbooked for yourself, like if it's bin cleaning or window cleaning or whatever, and you've got too many customers, that's a different situation. That might be at the point then when you might want to consider employing someone. People want it for 300 quid. Yeah, I did. Someone else said, I was watching one of the YouTuber, I met him on the, I think I met him on the Pure Steel course. He's a YouTuber and he does lots of roof cleans. And he said something about quoting roof cleaning is people think it costs 400 or 500 quid. And then when you give them a price of 1,200, 1,300 quid, a lot of them are just, they don't understand how much work's involved. And you find that much more. He said he probably lands 1 out of every 10 jobs that he quotes for roof cleaning, which I think says a lot when it comes to what people are sort of expecting price wise. Because there's not a lot of competition in roof cleaning. chances are, if someone's inquired for you to for you to clean their roof, there's probably not many other people in the area that are offering that service, because it's quite a specialist service these days. Oh, which brings me on to something I wanted to talk about. I'm going to give you guys, right, a multi-million-pound business idea that I'm going to give it away. You can have it. And I thought about it myself. I was quite, when you have a little brainwave and you think, did I think of that, or did I hear that somewhere? I'm pretty confident I thought of this myself. We were cleaning some solar panels for the this is the manager of Olsnum. This is his house, and Callum and Solar Secure team have pigeon proofed them, and then we've gone in afterwards and cleaned them. Probably should have done it the other way around, but it was we've been very busy, so he just managed to get there first, basically. Did a bloody good job on these solar panels, may I add. Look at that, Matt. Like, is anyone else cleaning solar panels this well? No, that was really cocky, I'm sorry. I'm sure they are. But look at the litching. Look at the litching spots. The reason I ask is because I've been to several solar panel jobs where the person has said, yeah, I had them clean last year, but he didn't get all the spots off. He washed them, but there were still loads of spots on them, but I paid him anyway because he did wash them. How many people are washing solar panels and not fully cleaning them? You know what I mean? So Jakey, I gave him this aluminium extendable Unger pole, and it's got the plastic Unger squeegee adapter on the end of it. But what I did was just take the squeegee off, so all you're left with is the little plastic bit. And we tested it in a small area first, made sure it wasn't making any scratches, let it dry, and it wasn't scratching. It's perfect. Because I was worried about it scratching. Someone else has put there, what's the green attachment? It's an Unger squeegee. How do you spell squeegee? Is it IE or Y? Squeegee adapter without the squeegee. So, my brainwave was that all new builds now, all new properties have to implement some kind of energy saving tech when they're building these houses now, by law. And most of the time it's going to be solar panels. And so I put it to you, people of YouTube, new business starters, if you steer your business towards only solar panel cleaning, because there's not many people that are offering solar panel cleaning. When you search it and stuff, again, it's quite a specialist job, because you're up on a roof, you're up high, you need the right equipment. Arguably, it's quite a dangerous job. As soon as you have to get up a ladder or get onto a roof, the price should go up, obviously. Some people price these as if they're cleaning windows, which is crazy because it's so much more difficult than cleaning windows. But if you create now a solar panel cleaning business, I reckon there's going to be endless work for you. Does anyone else agree? Do you know what I'm saying? If every new house is, or the majority of new houses are going to have solar panels installed. Sophie's brother lives in a council house just past Evesham, and all of the council houses in his road have just had solar panels fitted, and he's got like 15 panels on his house now. There must have been 8 to 10 panels on the front. I'm sure there was. Maybe I didn't pay much attention to it. I just noticed they were new and he had scaffolding around. But 8 to 10 on the front, and then I think he had another 3 on the back. And imagine the rest of the road is now having them installed as well. That's so many solar panels that need cleaning every year. You can have that idea. There you go. I might even do it when Zach comes back in November. I might say, Zach, we're starting a new segment of the business. We're starting a sister company called Smelts Solar Panel Cleaning, and you can run it. Yeah, Glenn, it's nice, isn't it? It is for my chemicals, Mark. Yeah, it's got a chemical pump in there and a little battery and stuff. It's just a 12 volt pump basically from DA Components. Everyone's making their own. Yeah, you reckon? I mean, these little pumps they've been done way before I thought about it. There's loads of window cleaning pump setups on YouTube. Apparently, I haven't actually watched any, but the reason I wanted to make this is because I think there's not many chemical pumps about. There's not many chemical soft washing setups about. Like a cheap little one like this. What's the box? Sorry, just came in. Tony, this is just a soft washing pump. Just a 12 volt pump with a controller and a battery. I don't think I turned it off. Turn it off. I have a remote control version of that pump, speed controller off eBay, and it works well on my big boy. Your big boy backpack, you mean? It's important to put context in there, Simon. It's been cleaned. You have to be comfortable with knowing that the to-do list will never end. That's a very good way of putting that, actually, Hydro Clean. Yeah, your list. I have a new to-do list every day. I've been making lists in my phone. And by the way, a list is so alleviating. If you're someone like me that sort of carries everything in their head, and you've just got thoughts coming in and out all the time, and you can't focus on one single task, writing a list. People have told me throughout my whole life, write a list, just put it on a list. And I didn't realise how powerful a list was. Even if it's just in your phone or on a scrap of paper, just getting it out of your head and putting it in a priority order and saying, right, I'm going to do this first, I'm going to do this first. And I realised I get so distracted because I can sit down at my computer with my list, knowing I've got 5 things to do. They're not going to take long, but I've got 5 things that I really need to do. And then I get a Discord notification, and then I'm opening Discord. Someone's asked a question, and then I'm Googling, how's the best way I can answer this question? Is there a video I can send them that's going to answer this better than I can word it? And then I'm Googling for like images. Can I explain this better with a photo? I'm like, hang on, I sat down here 10 minutes ago to get through my list, and I'm doing something totally different because I've had a notification pop up from somewhere. And it's the same with my phone. I can be thinking about something very specific that I want to get done right now. I get a notification and I get dragged into something else, and my mind is just like going in a different direction now. And that important thing that I wanted to do is now on the back burner, and I've forgotten that I need to do it. Tell you what, it's phones, it's tech, and it's notifications and pings and emails and all sorts. I can vouch. I was on a job the other day, should have been done in 3 hours, took me 7 hours due to drainage. You've designated time for responding to customers, invoicing, maintenance, etc. Yeah, it's good to have a day. I think a day of admin, if you can afford. I mean, when I say if you can afford it, before I took Jakey on, I was telling myself I was going to keep every Monday free for admin, quotes, catching up on stuff. If I need to replace something, or if I need to get something serviced or whatever, I'd do all that on a Monday. And I was thinking, I'm potentially losing like a lot of money by not working a Monday. But I found myself generating so much more money just being sat in front of a computer, and actually responding to people and booking people in that I forgot to book in, or like generating leads or putting a post on Facebook. that turned into more work. Changing something in my kit, buying something that I should have bought a long time ago that was broke, that I needed to replace. And it just makes you so much more efficient. So when you're organised, cleaning the van out, just cleaning your van out just makes you so much more efficient on the next job. So I would suggest, if you can, work 4 days out of 5. That's what's really worked for me. If you're busy and you're struggling to manage everything, work 4 out of 5 days. Even if you're not busy, you could use that extra day to just focus on marketing and generating leads. I make money when I'm sat in front of my computer. When I'm sat in front of my computer, I can't say computer today. I'm not talking about YouTube live streaming or anything like that. I'm talking about I make money from my customers. Just invoicing, just doing stuff that I forgot to do. I can sit there and earn 200-300 quid just by getting on top of stuff regularly. Yes, I can testify. Drainage and logistics of cleaning logistics of cleaning is always something I think about. Yeah, like what you're going to clean first and where you're going to clean first. And are you going to trail your hoses back through the bit that you just cleaned and stuff? Like, there's all sorts. Had to keep waiting for the leftover water to dry so I could re-rinse, and had to keep repeating. Yeah, I mean, as an example, I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Instagram, but this was our water pressure today. That was our food. I've ever seen. That's full whack. So luckily, that's my little brother. Luckily, I tested this first before we arrived at the job when I quoted it, because if I'd have turned up with a quarter of a tank, we'd have been sat there for an hour before we could actually get started. It was literally dribbling out, and she had one of them weird mixer taps, and so I couldn't hook onto the mixer tap. Didn't think about pulling out the washing machine, but I suppose I could have done that. So luckily, before we went there, I'd filled up my tank, my 250 litre tank, and I've got a Mercedes Sprinter, so it's nice to be able to drive around with that much water, but not everyone can. But yeah, it does make such a difference. New brooms, we got new brooms today. These brooms have been going for about 2 years now. These B&Q brooms, so we popped to B&Q again. I got my box, got my new brooms. We got fed very well again today. This was the property. This was the property that we had low water pressure on. There's only a path and like a small back patio, but still. I concur with your opinion. There you go. Speaking of, no, I'll talk about that in a bit. I concur your onion too. You and Soph take a 2-day break. We have decided that we're going to point our lives in a very specific direction now and actually work towards stuff. And we're saying we're going to do one family holiday a year and then one romantic break, like just 2 of us a year. And then whatever else pops up, but we want to do at least that. Any recommendations for a turbo nozzle for a 21 litre 200 bar pressure washer? My one would not spin today despite not being blocked. I will try and sort it out, but should get a spare. So the one I've got is from PWS. Actually, the one I had was PWS. I've actually got a new one from Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham. But I believe it's the same. It's the Stutner. It's this one. And they've got a nozzle chart there as well. So you said you got a 21-200. So you will need roughly a 0.65 or a 0.7 at a push. 065, I'd say. Actually worked at a leaflet distribution company for 10 years, so yes, very convenient. So do you use that for your business? Do you send like thousands of leaflets out, or do you literally go around posting them yourself? Oh, Tracy's just asked you the same question. I am working my way down everyone's questions. I know you guys, it's probably quite a big delay. It's not a delay in the stream. I can see your messages when you type them, but I'm still working my way down the other messages. I was asked to quote a job with a big dip in the paving. I said the only way I would pressure wash was if I had a mud sucker to keep up with all the flooding. She then paid me the difference to get one. Really? Your customer paid you to get a mud sucker? That's insane. Did you tell her that's what you were going to eat? That's crazy. So you didn't just add it onto the quote. She said, I'll pay for it. She paid you an extra 175 quid. I mean, good foresight in there's not many people who would go and quote a job and have the forethought to know I need to, this drainage is going to cause me an issue, so I need to be prepared. That's cracking, mate. That is. What a customer, man. You want to look after that one. I worry that people won't want to wait and try to book in within a 2-week period, and it does wear me out working almost every day. People will wait. If you do a good job and you come recommended, I can assure you people will wait. And if they can't, do you care if you're busy? You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. If you're already fully booked, why are you worried about one or two jobs not wanting to wait for you? You know what I'm saying? Here's Washy's leaflets. He's posted them in the Discord. In the right section as well. Thanks, Washy. Thanks, Craig. That is a good leaflet. Looks very professional. You've obviously seen a lot of leaflets in your time. You're a leaflet connoisseur. Oh, you've got a roof cleaning section of the leaflet as well. Is that on the back? It is on the back. Moss removal, biocide application, roof scrape, pressure washing. You've got everything that people want to see on there. Do you clean roofs? Yes. What about if my roof's in poor condition? Can you still clean it? Yes, because you offer the roof scraping and the biocide. That's a perfect leaflet, that is. You've got the before and after with the neighbours' houses. That's a fantastic advert, that is. That is how you do a leaflet, ladies and gentlemen. The mudsucker was a fantastic bit of kit. Yeah, someone posted in the Discord the other day they were using the mudsucker and it looked really, really good. Evening Valkyrie, have you placed your order yet with ProGrip? I want to know if I owe them money. I know there's a couple of orders been put in. Round here there's loads of window cleaners doing roof cleaning. Yeah, I mean, you dabble, don't you? You offer other services that complement your own service, and so if you're an exterior cleaner of any sorts, there's no reason not to take on other exterior cleaning work if you're prepared for what it entails. Some people don't realise how much extra equipment you need for roof cleaning, and you know, just having a bigger van and stuff. Mate, my first job is 1,000 meters squared of block paving, and I didn't know how exhausting it is. Your first job is 1,000 meters squared. Have you done any friends or family before this one, or is that literally your very first job? Because that's insane. That's brutal. I don't think I've ever done 1,000 meters of block paving. I think my biggest one was 325 square meters of block paving. I've had other ones to quote, but I think I've always priced them too high. Because I've stopped sort of coming down on my square meterage price when it gets big. When the area gets bigger, I used to sort of drop the price slightly. But I've had advice from other people, and when you're doing commercial work and stuff, like, there's no reason to drop your price. But then there's a chance that someone else will, and you won't land the job. But it depends what you want. Do you want to be paid fairly, or do you want the job? Liam says, I've watched tons of your videos. I've watched tons of videos and previous streams, but first time live here. Oh, nice. Welcome. Normally play footy on a Monday night. 12 years window cleaning and gutter clearing, facias, etc. But first year pressure washing. Nice, mate. Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you finally had a chance to pop in. Very cool that you've watched all my some of my other videos. How did you I've got like a theory about window cleaning, and I'm kind of glad that I never got involved with window cleaning, because when I think about window cleaning, my issue with it is that it's such low ticket work, and you have to do so many to make the day worthwhile, and it's not exactly easy work. It's like, it's, if you're doing water fed pole, pure water, even traditional, you need to do a lot of them to earn a day rate, to earn a decent day, don't you? And you could potentially be working, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours to maybe do 20 properties. I don't know if that's fair. I don't know how long window cleaning takes just to get your day rate in. But then you can do 2 hours on a driveway, pressure washing a driveway, and earn the same amount of money, if not way more. So I don't understand. And I'm the question I was going to ask you was, how have you found dealing with that, going from window cleaning to the higher ticket jobs that you get from pressure washing? Has it made you want to lean more towards the pressure washing side of things and maybe cut back on the window cleaning, or are you happy doing both? Because I'd be in a bit of a palaver if I had to do both. Thinking, God, when I'm cleaning them windows, thinking, God, I could make so much more money if I was just pressure washing right now. But I don't know. I don't know if that's logical, because I've never window cleaned. And I suppose it depends how you're pricing as well. If you're just doing little favours for your window cleaning customers, you're probably not pricing them as much as I am, for example. We do the bin cleaning on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and fit all the exterior cleaning around that. Mostly people want it done ASAP and not wanting to knock back work, trying to build a good reputation. I think you're... Hello, doggy. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Hello. Is that chair in the way, is she? Coda. Come on. Yeah, there she is. Is she missing me? She looks hot.
Been outside while I've been packing my pants. But,
I forgot what I was saying. No, it's okay. That was it. Trying to build a good reputation. Being too busy does not go hand in hand with building a good reputation. And I've learned that firsthand this year. Is that I've felt my reliability slipping because I'm so busy. Can you get electrocuted doing solar panels? Yes, if there's yeah, exposed wiring. If there's any damage to the solar panels, you can definitely get electrocuted. What's the best machine to use starting out? It depends what your budget is, mate. If you've got a budget in mind, then maybe we can give you a little help with that question. Squeegee, double E. Double E, double E. Really? Damn it, I've been spelling it wrong this whole time. Loads of new builds here. Haven't seen any solar panels. They might have gone for like a slightly different alternative to... I don't know when it was introduced, but it's definitely law now. Because I googled it. And if I googled it, it must be correct. £5 per panel on solar. I appreciate this is probably cheap. Oh my gosh. I'm at £17 per panel solar panel cleaning. And are you doing it from a ladder, or how are you doing your solar panel cleaning, Liam? New houses being built as we speak, no panels. I'm not saying all new builds have solar panels, it's just they need to prove that they're making an effort to be, what was the wording? New builds must have. All new homes are expected to achieve 31% reduction in carbon emissions. Today, when building a new home, it is required that you include energy-saving measures and offsets such as cheap new build solar panels. These include solar panel or thermal or solar thermal systems. I'm not making it up, I promise. I've thought about this solar panel maintenance myself. I'm a rope access technician and looking to start my own gig. Definitely looking into this. If you're a rope access guy already, you're probably very comfortable being on a roof. And I couldn't think of a better job suited to someone who's like into all that sort of stuff. Like I was thinking about it for Callum and Solar Secure, where they're doing the pigeon proofing on the solar panels. It's a potential massive upsell. Like he's charging a decent whack for these pigeon proofings. And if he gets any cleaning work, sometimes he just sends it my way, because it is a lot of effort compared to cutting and clipping these cages on. I was probably there a lot longer than he was. Because he's got really sort of quick and efficient at it now, but then again, he's paying for materials and I'm not. I'm pushing solar panel cleaning. I'm working on getting into solar farms too. That'll be a good one to get. If you can get a contract with a solar farm to clean them every 6 months or something, that'll be an incredible contract. Do solar panels quite often. Easy money and very common for window cleaners to do them. Is it? That's interesting. Problem is, you're not meant to use anything except water to clean them unless the manufacturer advises otherwise. If you use chemicals, it can invalidate the customer's warranty on the panels. I'm sure, Dave, that's something you've heard being passed around on all the Facebook pages and stuff, but it's not necessarily true. There are chemicals that you can use for solar panels without invalidating the warranty, and I think Max Clean Pro is one of them. And the other thing that people forget is that a lot of these panels were installed way more than 10 years ago. Normally it's like a 10-year warranty. Some of them have 25-year guarantees on them, or warranties. But a lot of the time it's like a 10-year manufacturer's warranty, and they probably haven't been cleaned in 10 years. And so even then, at that point, it's like, well, you can say to the customer, I can just use water if you want me to, but they're not going to come up clean. They're not going to be perfect. Whereas if I can use the chemicals that I want to use on them as a one-off, as like a one-off clean, and then after that, like if I were to do these again next year, I could get away with just using pure water. But because these have been left so long, you need something on them. Else the customer's just not going to get the result. And it's up to them whether they want to spend the money on you cleaning them and not getting the best results possible. When it comes to new builds and stuff, at that point, you can then, if the panel's like a year, 2 years old, then yeah, why not just use pure water every year? That's fine. Writing a list on a list. I make many lists. It tends to be a girl thing. Lists do tend to be a girl thing, I think, unless you're a very organised boy. I have lists for my lists. To-do list essential. List rule. ADHD. Hi Jake. Do you visit every customer before sending the quote? I've done a lot of quotes just from using Google Earth, and got the jobs, but do the customers prefer you visiting looking for advice? Hi Mark, welcome. I find the conversion rate of doing remote quoting is lower than if you were to visit in person. You can build a rapport. It depends what sort of person you are. Like if you're good with people and if you're like friendly and approachable and talkative and you're quite good at selling your service and stuff, I'd say probably 8 to 9 times out of 10, if I'm visiting in person, I'm probably winning the work, which is like very high. It's a very high conversion rate. If people message me and they're quite far away or they don't necessarily know how much it's going to cost, I can send them like a rough estimate and say, this is an estimate, but I would prefer to visit in person. That will sort of weed out the people that are just trying to get a feel for what you charge. Those remote quotes are much less successful. And I realised, because I was getting really busy, I started to do all my quotes remotely. And one, it's more difficult because, like you say, you start missing things. You can't get a feel for water pressure, drainage. You can't get an accurate measurement on the area. And so you're either under or over quoting. You're missing things. And you've got like unnecessary surprises when you turn up there, when it comes to like access and stuff, which is very frustrating. So I've pretty much stopped quoting remotely unless the job is really far away. I'm trying to visit every single quote now, but you've got to put time aside to be able to do that. But yeah, conversion rate for quoting remotely is going to be much lower than if you were to quote in person, I would say. Who fed you? What do you mean? Jake, would you clean 1,000 square meter drive with a turbo or a surface cleaner? A turbo, 100%. If it's a block paved area, if there's any weeds, I'm using a turbo. If it's just moss, and I mean if it is just moss and there are no weeds, I might consider using a flat surface cleaner, but it's not worth the effort. It's not worth the time. You could potentially be doing double the work if you try and surface clean it. Just bought a long wheelbase Sprinter, but it seems very high to get stuff in and out of without a ramp. With a ramp. Any suggestions? Do you have to pull stuff in and out of it? Are you trying to pull your machine in and out of the van every day? Because it might be time to look at potentially a van mounted setup. We've got Jakey's machine now. We spent a week sort of lifting it in and out of the van, but now we've actually started leaving it where it is, just strapping it down in the back of the van. And it could be as simple as you might think, oh well, I haven't got enough hose to be able to do that. So this is Jakey's new machine, and we've got that hose reel on top, which is really handy. But if you don't have one of these hose reels, you can get a separate mounted hose reel to like mount in the back of your van. And if you've got a Sprinter, you've probably got room to just screw or drill a mounted hose reel into the floor somewhere. And so it means you can leave your machine where it is and just plug your hose reel into the side of the machine. And we've found that we can actually leave his buffer tank on the floor here. So we can take it out, and he's got the versatility of being able to take this buffer tank around the back of someone's property and take his machine around there and whatever. Or we can leave it in the van and leave the buffer tank outside on the floor. So if there is any drips or anything, we're not soaking the inside of the van. But we can leave the machine on the floor with his van, with his machine in the van. I'm talking nonsense. We can leave the tank on the floor, machine in the van, and it still draws water and sucks from that buffer tank. Something to consider. But a lot of people were recommending that I got some ramps. I didn't want ramps in the van. It's like another thing to have hanging on the wall. It's another thing in the way. But we are two big strong boyos, so if we wanted to, we could just lift it in and out of the van, but we don't like to do it very often because it does hurt your back. Can the Discord join the romantic break though? We can be romantic too. We could do a little Discord get together, little boys, I don't know. Once a month, me and the missus go to a hotel, leave the kids with the grandparents, give her 27 seconds of give her 27 seconds of my finest, eat out a few drinks, and then get a solid 9 hours sleep. I'm so glad you put the comma after finest. Luke, thank you, mate. Thanks for the advice. That water pressure was ridiculous. Surely they had a cut off inside. So their kitchen tap was absolutely fine. Talking about this one. So their kitchen tap inside was fine. The pressure was great, but it had something I've never seen before. But someone else mentioned it on a Facebook post earlier. They had like a weird adapter on one of the pipes under the sink, and it looked like someone said it was like I think you put this adapter on the pipe, you screw it tight, and it automatically like punches a hole through the pipe and seals around it. But apparently they're so small, the holes are so small that the water pressure is just rubbish from them, like every time. And I hadn't seen one before. And it was confusing me because I was thinking, well, the tap is literally there and the adapter is here. It must be the adapter. And then someone mentioned it on Facebook. I was like, that's exactly what it was. I have a 3700 PSI machine, 16.5 litres per minute, is an 040 turbo, the correct size. Chelsea, let's have a look, matey. $3,700 PSI. $255 bar. So you're right at the top end of that. 16.5 litres per minute. You're sort of in between an 045 and a 5. If I were you, I'd probably go for an 045. Personally. You're going to get slightly higher pressure and lower flow. So you'll be using a little bit less water than you would if you went for an 05, where you'd have if you went for an 05, you'd have slightly lower pressure but higher flow, and I think you're probably going to be better off with an 045 personally. Evening Wayne, you're right, mate. The mudsucker with the added 10 meter flat hose was 120 quid and was fantastic, and the 10 meter sent it straight to the roadside drain. Nice. How much water are you putting down compared to sucking up? Because doesn't the mudsucker, you blast water down and it creates like a venturi where it pulls the water from the ground up with it out of the tube? Are you running it on like normal revs, like normal sort of standard PSI that you'd use to clean, or are you turning it up or are you turning it down? Really good leaflet, I agree. People using software to combine before and afters, you are so primitive. Use Washi's technique, clean half of it and snap a picture, problem solved. Yeah, true. I attempted 1,000 metre block paving in 32 degree heat and nearly died after 7 hours. It's nowhere near done. Mate, it's a trial by fire, and you'll be a better man by the end of it, and just focus on doing a good job. Clear your calendar. Make sure you finish it, and just, I mean, hopefully you've priced it well. Hopefully you've priced it well. Have you priced it well? Is it worth what you've... Imagine if he's only expected it's going to take a day. And it's probably going to take like 7 days. How much do you think you've got through so far? How many square meters do you think you've got through? Because I remember doing that 325 square meters. I did about 180 or 175 square meters per day. I didn't do a full day. I did maybe like 9 till 3, half 3 or something. But at that point, your arms are about to drop off anyway. So it took 2 days to do 325 square meters for me, plus like half a day to resand it. All window cleaners smell. Okay. 30 houses a day? No way. What is a sensible price to charge per square meter for block paving, including sand and chemicals? I'm at around about £4 per square meter. Some people are at about £4.50, £5. It depends whereabouts in the country you are. It depends how experienced you are. It depends what sort of results you get. If you're getting crap results but you're still charging £5 per square meter, I'd suggest maybe coming down a little bit. If you've only just started, I wouldn't be charging what I'm charging. But have a look at my pricing tool, smelt.club. This is like a good base as to what you might want to charge. Type in the cost of your sand here. This is like an extreme. I mean, I saw it for £7.60 in Wix the other day, so you could charge the customer that, even if you're getting it from Travis Perkins for like £3.5, £4, I don't know, whatever you get it for. But bringing the price up to £7.60 for the sand, you can see it's turned out to about £4 per square meter. And for a 50 square meter drive, including chemicals, including a hypo treatment, I'd say just under 200 quid is about right. I'd probably lower that down to 195. If the quote ended up being like £205, £210, just to land the work, I might say it's going to cost 195. Over £200, it sounds a bit scarier than slightly under £200. So for the 10 or 15 quid, I'd rather just land the job. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a tiddler and it's gonna be really easy. What is the necessary equipment for the solar panel cleaning, please, Jake? I would say a gardener backpack, a water-fed pole with a brush, a scraper, a good set of ladders. It depends if you want to go into like tower hire and stuff. You could argue that a tower, if you had a tower in the van, that would be a powerful combination. Although I was talking to Jakey today and I said, imagine having one of them vans that have got like a boom on the back or like a cherry picker on the back or something. That would be so sick. You'd get through them so quickly. You'd be able to do all the solar panels in existence, park on the drive, stick the boom up. You'd be in and out within an hour. If you're charging like £17 per panel, like I am. You know what I mean? And I haven't got this price from anyone else. This is something, after I did like 3 or 4 solar panel cleans, I was like, okay, this is really hard work. It's a potentially dangerous job. You know, you're working at height. I'm using fairly specialist equipment, I suppose. Not everyone's offering this service. I think to have them cleaned properly with the results that I'm getting, I do think it justifies. I'm happy with £17 per panel, and that's scalable as well. It really is scalable. One panel, to clean one panel, you know, with how can I put this? Say you've got a patio. Say you're charging £3.50 for a 50 square meter patio. Arguably, if that patio is 75 square meters, like an Indian sandstone patio, whatever, 175 goes up to 263. That extra 25 meters squared, if I've got a surface cleaner, it's probably not going to take me any longer in the grand scheme of things. It's probably going to take me an extra 5-10 minutes max. Whereas when you're cleaning solar panels, one panel takes, how can I say this? One panel takes as long as a 15 panels does, times 15. It's not scalable. So you can go up to clean 3 panels. Say it takes 5 minutes per panel. If I go up to clean 3 panels, it's going to take 15 minutes. Whereas if I go up to clean, I'm confusing myself. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Pressure washing seems easily scalable, and if you get a big job, it's going to be different to pressure washing lots of little patios over and over again. Whereas solar panel cleaning just takes a set amount of time per panel, and there's no really getting around that. So at £17 per panel, I'm happy that regardless of how many I've got to clean, I'm happy with that price, is what I'm saying. Oh, I'm struggling. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Does anyone have any idea what I'm talking about? Now, who asked? H. When it comes to the block paving cleaning, I am considering upping my £4 per square metre to about £4.50 per square metre next year, just to account for the extra 50p per square metre in chemicals. I might go even higher, I might go up to 5, I'm not sure. The Discord roles are done now. Anyone who hasn't linked will be prompted for the access. Thank you, mate. Thanks, Matt. Window cleaning takes time to build a compact and well-priced round. Then it's decent. Yeah, if you're going here, there, and everywhere to clean windows, it's arguably potentially not worth it. But yeah, if you've got like a tight round in one area, yeah, that'd definitely be easier. And it's regular low risk work. Yes. The purge. Matt has activated the purge. Sorry, everyone. 24 hours of lawless nights. That's why I'm starting to save money to do pressure washing and the roof cleaning instead, to break the boredom of it. Been doing it 16 years since leaving college. You've been window cleaning for 16 years. Is it boring? I think with pressure washing, it's something slightly different each day, so it never really gets old. It always seems like a new challenge. Even when I'm revisiting houses or properties that I did a year ago, I've got different equipment now, and like I've got a slightly different technique, and it's potentially a little bit easier this year for me. And so it's like a fun challenge, thinking, right, how much quicker can I get through this compared to last year? Not that it's all about being super quick, but it's just nice to see how far you've come. Hello from Sweden. Love your live tubing. Thanks, mate. PL service. Thank you so much for watching. Crazy that you're watching my videos in Sweden. I've got a small van set up and it's difficult to carry around the pure water. Are there any TFRs that don't leave streaks on glass, or should I try and work with pure water? Work pure water into my setup. Are you talking about window cleaning, Martin, or solar panels, or conservatory cleans, or are you predominantly doing pressure washing, but you also occasionally want to wash glass? Because that's what I'm doing. I don't offer window cleaning, But if I've got to clean some solar panels, or if I've got to clean some, like a conservatory or something, I'm using a very particular TFR. And I know for you guys that regularly watch, you'll know about this. But this is the one I'm using, and this leaves a perfect streak-free finish every single time. So I dilute it 7:1. I brush it on with the gardener backpack. This is what I used on the solar panels, and rinse it off with tap water, just straight from the customer's tap, and it leaves a perfect streak-free finish every single time. Conservatories, windows, PVC. It's great on like gutters, fascias, soffits and stuff. And you can get this from GSF Car Parts. It's not on their website. The only way I can show it to you is on this eBay store. But I believe it's a caustic TFR. It is caustic. But for one-off cleans, which is what I do, I don't do regular window cleaning, but if it's a one-off, I'm using this. So you can't get it on the website, you have to go in store to get it. It's not even advertised. If you type in TFR on the GSF Car Parts website, you won't find it. 25 quid for 5 litres I pay. I think it might be 27 quid, I'm not sure, can't remember. But it's Drive Tech traffic film remover. If you're doing regular window cleaning, then no, I'd probably say you'd want to go pure water instead. I wouldn't use caustic TFR for like regular solar panel cleaning or regular window cleaning. I'd probably go pure water instead. How many litres of sealer would you say for 110 metres of block paving with 2 coats? Let's have a look, shall we? 110 metres squared, and we'll do it at a base price of £3.50. Resanding, so you're going to need roughly about 7 bags of sand, and that's based on about 1 bag for 15 square metres, so it depends on how thick the joints are. If they're really skinny joints, that will probably go much further, but if they're thick joints, 7 might be about right for you. And then we'll click on sealing as well. Let's take the one that I like, so it's a screw fix sealer. No nonsense sealer. £22.99 for 5 litres. So what is that per litre? £22.99 divided by 5. It's around about £4.50 or £4.60. The coverage, I think I already know it's around about 5 meters squared per litre. 2 coats will mean you need around about 44 or 45 litres of sealer. However, it also depends on your application method, because I found the other day when I'm just going to pull the video up. This is a part of a video that was supposed to come out today, but I'm going to show you anyway. I could just play today's video on stream because I've got it right here, but I don't know if that's the way I want to do it. Good morning. I'm not going to play the whole video. But when I was applying this sealer, so I was using this chapping sprayer. I don't know if you can see that very well on stream, but I put a slightly different nozzle on it. It comes with 2 different nozzles. One of them's like a high pressure nozzle, and the other one is slightly lower pressure but higher flow, and so it puts out a lot more sealer. And so the first coat we did here, I was putting a lot of sealer down onto the surface, and so this first coat was quite heavy. And I think I had 5 tubs of sealer for this driveway, which would have been perfect. But it turned out that this heavy first coat, you can see how much is coming out there, like it's literally dripping onto the path. This heavy first coat meant that I only had like 1.5 litres left for the second coat, which I then had to mist on. Which was fine, because I still got a heavy coat and then a mist coat on afterwards, so it was fine. The driveway had enough sealer on it to set the sand hard, to the jointing sand. The reason you want to seal block paving is to set that sand hard. We didn't have much pooling at all. Like it went on really well, to be fair. I think because the drive was also sloped, there wasn't anywhere for the pooling to sort of collect, which was really nice. I'd say this was the first like real kind of steep driveway that didn't have any flat areas that I've done. A lot of steep driveways, they sort of taper off towards the bottom of the house or something, and you end up getting lots of pooling down there that you need to sort of blow away with a leaf blower. What was my point? But yeah, it depends on your application method. Don't bother trying to roll it on, because you're going to pull all the sand out from between your joints onto the roller, and you're going to spread that across the face of the blocks. So what I'd suggest is get even like a screw fix 15 quid pump sprayer. This little thing. Get yourself one of these. The nozzle's not perfect for spraying, but it works. I've done loads of drives with one of these when my chapping sprayer weren't working, because I'd blocked it all up. But yeah, stick your 5 litres of sealer in it, pump it up, keep it nice and pressurised, and that'll do the job for you. But yeah, we're looking at around about 45 litres. I'd probably go for 50 litres, maybe 55. And if you're buying it from somewhere like Screwfix, you just take back what you don't use. You know what I mean? Quote the customer on what you think, based on this, quote the customer on what you think you're going to need, and then just go get a refund on whatever you don't use. You can refund the customer then and tell them it's going to be a little bit cheaper. You can also add a little bit of labour in on here as well, which I'd recommend doing, because that return visit to resand and apply the sealer, on 110 metres squared, it's probably going to take you a couple of hours at least. And so you want to be charging for your labour there. So I'm at around about £1.50 per square metre for the application of the sealer. So that's a rough guide, looking at around about 800 quid for that job. But just, treat this as a rough guide. This is just something to get you going. You know what I mean? You might do it at 800 quid and think, you know what, I needed to buy a sprayer, I needed to buy some rollers, or whatever you need to buy. And you might think you want to add, bring that price up slightly. But the reason I put this section here, total price per square metre, is so that you can take this price once you're happy with this job. If you quote this job at 800 quid and you're happy, you can just quote the next one at £7.30 per square metre. You don't have to bother going through all this. If it's a block paved drive and you're using the Screwfix no nonsense sealer, for example, you can just quote it at £7.30 per square metre and not have to use this tool again. That's why I've put that little section at the bottom there. So you can sort of develop a little bit of a workflow for each type of surface that you're doing. Hope that helps. Wayne, how are you getting on the roof to clean solar panels? This one had scaffolding on the back of the roof that had been there for over a year. He had some new windows on the back and the scaffolding was still up, and then the scaffolding company went bust and they never picked up the scaffolding. Sometimes I'll do it from a ladder. Sometimes it depends on the access. If I can get on the roof safely and it's like a shallow pitch roof, I'll get up there and I'll maybe tie onto the chimney or tie onto a cat ladder. There's loads of different ways of doing it, but the main thing is just to make sure you're being as safe as you can. Do you get scared when you're on a roof? No, I used to be a little bit terrified of heights. I started working with Callum at Solar Secure, doing a few jobs here and there, and that sort of built my confidence quite a lot, because I see the way he does stuff, and Just knowing where to put your feet, not putting your feet on the ends of the tiles where you could break a tile or something. Just staying well away from the edges, keeping low down on all fours. Like, there's so many things you can do to mitigate the risk. Not climbing on a roof when it's damp. Like, I'm not getting on a roof when it's wet. There's no chance. I'm not getting on a roof that's got a pitch, you know, a steep pitch. I'm quite happy on a bungalow roof. If it's a 2-story roof, it's got to be a shallow pitch, and I've got to have something to tie off on. There's loads of different factors. There's lots of variables with each property, but yeah, it's all about mitigating the risk. Cleaning solar panels from a ladder is a killer. If anyone's thinking about doing it, tread cautiously, because your feet will look like birds' feet after you're finished. If you're stood on top of the ladder like that and you've not got one of them ladder stands where you can stand on the top, that would make it much easier, but still not the safest, I don't think. Doing this, you know, 2 hands off the ladder while you stood at the top of a ladder, I don't think is safe. If it's for, you know, 1, maybe 2 or 3 panels, I might do it, and just be extremely careful, make sure someone's foot in the ladder, all that sort of stuff. But any more than 3 panels, and I'm not doing it from a ladder, no way. The list that you then can't find, so you make a new list. ADHD, yeah. Is best cheap pressure washer you starting out? Jack, I'd recommend just having a quick look on my YouTube channel and go back down to the very first video that I posted. And this is the way to do it cheap. I started my business for less than 400 quid. If you're looking to do it cheap, then it worked. I can say it worked. The very first video on my channel. If you want to do it properly, you know, if you want to dip your toes, do it cheap and see if you like the work. See if you're good at it. See if it's something you can enjoy. You might find that it's too physically laborious. It's quite a hard. It is a hard physical job. You're getting wet. You're getting filthy. It's not for everyone. So you might want to just buy a cheap petrol machine. Don't get an electric karcher. Skip those hobbyist karchers and stuff, because they are useless for what we do. They're not built for what we do. I think they're built for cleaning cars, cleaning vehicles and stuff, but I wouldn't use it on your... You could probably do a patio with one. But if you're cleaning block paved driveways and stuff, you want to get a petrol machine. So yeah, it depends on your budget. The list thing is a habit that I picked up out of the compound effect book that you recommended. It's a very good system to make a list. Yes, to make lists. Yeah, Jack, that's where I started. Everyone told me make lists. My mum used to tell me, just put it down on a list. Sophie always told me make a list, but I never listened to them because they're smelly girls. And then when a bloke told me to make a list, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll make a list. You know what I mean? I am a boat detailer. When I clean solar panels on boats, I put a ceramic sealer on them. Nothing sticks to them for about 12 months. I've never heard of that. Ceramic solar panel sealing. PL service. Do you use any sort of chemical on the solar panels that you're cleaning? Solar Clean, concentrated solar panel cleaner on Amazon. Non-toxic concentrated foam cleaner created for the purpose of cleaning solar panels in order for solar panels to perform to their maximum. Don't clean them on a hot sunny day. That's a good point. If you're using any sort of chemicals or TFR or anything on solar panels, do not let it dry out, because you'll leave loads of streaks everywhere. Same with 100 to 1. Dilution rate of 100 to 1. That says there. This thing, non-caustic. Safe to use on aluminium galvanized metal. That's the issue with using a caustic TFR, is it'll degrade the metals. Sorry about that. Yeah, ceramic sealer is interesting. I think I've heard of ceramic like nano coating for sealing wood. I watch a lot of woodwork stuff on YouTube when I'm going to sleep, making all those resin tables and stuff. But is pressure washing tiring work? Yes. Yeah. You paying for the Discord to get together, Jakey Poo? If enough people are interested, I would happily pay for a Discord get together. Yes. The cleaning expo is over 2 days next year. Last weekend in March, Saturday and Sunday. That is my birthday. My birthday is the 25th of March. So that'd be cool. I'm dithering between doing Ventian plaster or pressure washing. Ventian, am I saying that right? Ventian plaster. Dithering, I like that. Ventian plaster, what is this? Ooh, that looks posh. It's a bit of a difference. There's two completely different trades. Looks a bit, looks very artistic to be able to do that by hand. I like it. I'm going to watch a video. Ventian plaster art. Venetian! Did you spell it Ventian or Venetian? Have I just read that wrong? You spelt it Ventian. Okay, so I'm not stupid. Everyone, I'm not stupid. When it's spelt right, I know it says Venetian. The irony is, I'm probably still wrong. I don't want to step by step. I just want to watch some shorts. Oh, so you put like multiple layers of different stuff on and then just whack it on the wall. See, that looks super like artistic. The final result looks like something an artist has done. But when they're applying it, it kind of looks like they're just whacking it on. Oh, actually, they've got this clear sealer thing that goes over the top. And they're pinstriping the little, make it look like marble. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's crazy. I didn't know that was a thing. Look at that. First layer, 2 to 4 hours to dry. And then you dab in it, create your own texture. Gently wet to get rid of all them little groovies. Polish. Oh, that's crazy. You just polish it. That's sick. I've found something I'm going to be watching now. I guess that's my evening sorted when I go to bed. Venetian plaster art, or whatever it's called. I saw someone comment on a video saying you can't resand a block paving driveway properly without a whacker plate. Is this true? If you're doing a fresh install, if you're installing a block paved driveway, you need to whacker plate the sand in because there's nothing between the joints. When you're pressure washing a driveway, you're not pressure washing all of the sand out from between the joints. You're pressure washing probably 50 to 75% of it, but there's still a bit left in the bottom. And the pavers are already bedded in. They've been there for years. So where they're sat now is pretty much their final resting place. The reason you're brushing sand back into the joints is because that's how it would have been when it was installed. If you didn't brush sand back into the joints, when you drive your car over it, chances are they can wobble, they can move around, and also you're gonna potentially get weeds coming back quicker. So no, you don't need to whack a plate after resanding a pressure wash driveway. You'd only do that on a new one. If you do, it's gonna, the labour costs should be a lot higher, and if you're gonna rent a whacker plate just to resand a driveway, that's crazy to me. But that's probably someone that's commented on a video who's an internet professional and they're not actually in the industry. They're just sort of guessing and spreading misinformation out into the ether because they think they know what they're talking about. Like me, really. They're probably a little bit like me. It might have been me that commented. Is a Honda engine washer a good one for starting? Yes. Depends on what pump is paired up with it, but generally yes. If it's a cheap Chinese pump from you know who, then probably not. But check out Aston Davis on YouTube. He's got a monster setup everyone needs. He's got 6 reels on the van. It's crazy. Aston Davis. Did you spell it right? Or did you mean Austin Davis? I got it. You meant Austin Davis. This guy. New pressure washing skid. We don't have YouTube Premium yet, boys and girls. Sorry. Valkyrie, sorry. We don't have YouTube Premium. And I have no intention of getting it. Because I'm tight. Jake just opening his mouth and letting anything come out. Which bit are you guys talking about? Is it the bit where I got confused? Is this the video you're talking about? Okay, I don't want to watch that. It's just literally them stood in front of it. Oh, this one. This guy films himself more than I do. He spends the whole video talking in front of the camera. That's crazy. No hate, no shade. Literally no shade. That is a long time to spend filming yourself and talking to the camera, though. Says me sat here live streaming. That's the same engine I've got. Look at all them hose reels, man. They do a lot of soft washing setups in the US, don't they? So some of them tanks might just be soft washing tanks. That's a cool setup, innit? I mean, it's nice if you get sun all year and you're not worried about it raining. I don't want to be driving a system like that out in the rain constantly. But you just get some sort of, is it called like a tonneau cover or something? Just get some sort of tarp that goes over the top. I was thinking about doing a pickup build instead of my Sprinter, but there's just not enough room. You'd have to have like a full bed. Considering I carry around like gutter vacuums and stuff and vacuum poles, and everything would have to be exposed for me to make the most of the room that you'd need. But I like the idea of having like a custom frame like this, mounting everything to it on the outside of the frame, ladders on top. It is very cool. 10 grand a day pressure washing. I mean, 10 grand some days maybe, but it's probably not every day, is it? Yeah, this guy just... Okay, I'm being mean now. I'm just being mean. Sometimes big jobs are hard. It's a good way of putting it. I've just lost my place, damn it. I got it back. What the heck is in your drink? It's made you talk out of your sheep's head. What does that mean? Sure, solar panel farms would be happy paying £17 each with theirs being massive. Yeah, probably not on a solar panel farm. And the fact that on a solar panel farm you can clean them all from the ground because they're all mounted to frames on the ground. You're not going to be charging £17 per panel. Totally understand. Agreed. Window cleaning is really boring. Window cleaning does get old, especially on your own. Do you wear headphones? Do you listen to like music and podcasts and stuff? Drive Tech Tier GSF, yes. Just when I wash soffits or perhaps conservatories, then streaks will appear on the glass. I'm using Synergy at the minute. Yeah, if it's glass, my go-to is that TFR. Can we get some likes for Smelt, please? It's the least we can do, right? Negan, thank you so much. Yeah, if anyone would be so kind, you can just click like on the stream just underneath. And, you know what it does. Money is good window cleaning, but boring. Think it's the lack of instant gratification compared to one-off jobs I do, like soffit and fascias and conservatory roofs. Do you find Burnett, am I saying that right? Burnett exterior cleaning. Does anyone else find gutters, fascias, soffit cleaning and conservatory cleaning particularly hard? Is it just me or is it a hard job? I think it's a hard job. It's probably one of the hardest jobs in my sort of arsenal of work that I offer. I don't offer a lot. I mean, I do. So I'm struggling to get comfortable here. I'm going to have to switch chairs. Nice to be able to switch chairs though, isn't it? Go on, you go over there. In comes the spinneroonie. You know, God, you can tell the coffee's kicked in, can't you? Jesus. So I do pressure washing, gutter clearing, gutter fascia and soffit washing, conservatory washing, solar panel cleaning. What else do I do? Like repointing and all that sort of stuff. Sealing, I suppose. But out of all of them, it's repointing, gutter fascia soffit conservatory cleaning, and then solar panel cleaning, and then everything else comes after that. I think those are the hardest in that order. What does everyone else think? He's got the blower out at 6:30 again. You spotted that in the video. The Mupe idea to clean solar panels is pretty good. Only issue is carrying weight in the bed of a 3.5 ton van. It's only about 350 kilograms. I'd imagine after water tank, etc., you'll be over the limit. Yeah, I mean, even with a water tank though, having a 5.2 ton Mupe, but then it's too heavy for block paving, etc. So I'd say trailer mount tanks type system would be perfect combo with a Mupe. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. My idea would be to have a portion of the business or a whole business dedicated to just solar panel cleaning. It would mean you'll be traveling all over the UK, I'd imagine. But if you become really, really good at that one job, you wouldn't need a pressure washer necessarily. You might. For the bigger ones, for the solar farms and stuff, I've seen H2O in Bromsgrove. They use a pressure washer on solar panels occasionally. I'm not sure I'd want to use a pressure washer on solar panels, but they're very experienced and they know what they're doing. But I'd argue that you wouldn't necessarily need a pressure washer as well as all the other equipment. But then it's like, well, if you're cleaning the solar panels out, you might want to upsell the gutter clear, because this particular one needed a gutter clear, but he didn't want to get it done this year. He knew they were full, but I think, yeah, I don't know. But then again, you might want to stick to just solar panel cleaning rather than offering gutter clearing as well. So if you can just do that, like Callum at the moment, Solar Secure, they are just doing like pigeon proofing. And so all his equipment in his van is just pigeon proofing stuff. He doesn't need to do anything else because he gets so much work all over the UK just proofing panels. Got my first actual proper job. Any tips? Fort Grizzle, welcome to the stream, mate. I don't think I've seen your name here before. What sort of job is it, mate? How big is it? What sort of surface is it? What sort of equipment you got? You'd have thought he'd have bought a battery blower by now. No way. I'm not doing it. Greetings from Portugal, Lava Tudo. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching, mate. Saw someone had powder coated orange scaffolding cleaning a roof and thought of you. Oh, nice. You should have took a picture. A mild solution of alkaline cleaner. Someone posted on the Facebook page the other day and they got absolutely tore up in the comments that they use hypo to clean solar panels. So alkaline is opposite to acid, isn't it? But is alkaline, can alkaline still be like caustic with certain metals and stuff? Oh, it can be used to clean most ferrous metals, but at lower concentrations. Just opening the page, hang on. But at lower concentrations, it can be used to clean some non-ferrous metals. Good at cleaning soft metals such as aluminium, white metal alloy, brass, bronze, copper, and tin. You can buy it in powder. You can dilute it in 10 to 20 litres of cleaning solution. That's pretty crazy. Getting into the weeds of chemicals and stuff there, which I probably shouldn't really be speaking on. Origin ad block, then it's free ad block. I might have to look into it. Origin ad block. Thank you. Offer Venetian driveways as a service. Venetian driveways. I wonder if that's actually a thing. I don't know how it would be. No, it's not a thing. Yes, that's him, and yes, I spelt it wrong. Just purchased the GX 360 21 litre per minute Honda from Jetmac. Great deal. We'll add it to the full-time window cleaning round. Are you sure it's a GX 360 and not a GX 390? But well done, Nikki. That's very. You'll be well on your way with pressure washing with that sort of machine. And if you've already got the window cleaning round, you've got all those customers you can now sell a service to. So what a great way to start a pressure washing, portion of your business. Prompt Peak, welcome, mate. How you doing? Have you moved yet? Have you gone back? Have you gone back home yet? Yes, they are hard to do. Are we talking about gutters, faces, and soffits? It's tougher than doing windows, but I do enjoy them, and I generally get a better hourly rate unless I've messed up when quoting. Yeah, I mean, I'm at around about. Tell me if anyone else agrees with my pricing. When it comes to vacuuming the gutters, I'm clearing them out for around about, on average, £40 to £45 per side. And then when it comes to washing the gutters, faces and soffits, I'm at around about £45 to £50 per side, plus £15 to £20 for the end gables. If they want the sides doing, if they want the gable ends, you know, the faces and soffits going up the gable ends, if they want doing as well, I'll charge a bit extra. Not all of them do. They're mainly concerned about just front and back. But solar panel cleaning, give 10% discount if you can charge your electric car at each property. Travel around the country, free mega profits. You could travel around in an electric vehicle, because all the vans will be going electric in the next few years, no doubt. So you buy an electric van, say, let me plug in at your property, and you get 10% discount on your solar panel clean. That's a good idea. When don't you clean windows, as that's regular monthly work? Or why don't you clean windows, as that's regular monthly work? Jet washing, gutter cleaning, seasonal work mainly. So when it comes to like March to September, I am flat out with pressure washing work. There would be no space in those weeks or months for me to fit any window cleaning in. In the winter, I'm pretty much flat out with just gutters. I get the occasional commercial pressure washing job, but it's mainly just gutters. And so I just have no time to clean windows. And I don't know how other people do it. Once you've built up this window cleaning round, and you've got like a full calendar, if you get a pressure washing inquiry come in, surely you have to move your window cleaning customers to one side to be able to fit in the pressure washing work. And if you don't have to do that, it means you don't have a full window cleaning round. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how it works when these people get to like March, April time, when everyone starts getting in touch. What do they do with all their window cleaning customers? Solar panels I've stopped doing, as charging too little for ones that are covered in liching. Only time people notice how poor performing they are. And doing it from the ground with a water-fed pole. Oh, you're cleaning solar panels from the ground with a water-fed pole. The ones that I did a while back, I'll show you the ones I mean. The lady said the guy did these from the ground with a water-fed pole, and he didn't get all the spots off, and he just generally didn't do a very good job, and she weren't very happy. She still paid him, but this is one of the people that this is why I say, like, if you're good at cleaning solar panels, I think you already separated yourself from most of the people in the exterior cleaning industry. Just trying to find it. It's not too far down here. This is the one. So you can see, how far down the garden is there. This is a normal house, so it's like 2-story, and there we go. That's a good view of it. So there's a guy that was stood right at the back of the garden. I mean, what if they didn't have access? What if you couldn't stand that far back? And she said he was there for ages with a really long pole and a brush, and he was brushing the solar panels. I got up there with a cat ladder. You can see my cat ladder hooked over the ridge, and I harnessed onto the top of the cat ladder, and I literally just sat on the ridge like that, and I just cleaned them with my water-fed pole. I wish I'd have had that scraper, because the liching on this was so bad. I was there for way longer than I should have been trying to brush it, and I wish my brush was a bit stiffer. But if I'd have had that scraper first, I could have just wet down all the panels to soften the liching up, scraped it, and then brushed it, and I'd have been done. But this was 16 panels, and it probably took me like 3 or 4 hours. No, 3 hours. But then with Jakey the other day, we did 15 panels in just over an hour. No, it was closer to 2 hours. So having Jakey scraping while I was brushing, and those ones were worse as well. The ones that we did recently together were worse. So these weren't crazy bad, but these little litching spots, they are tougher than they look. But yeah, trying to do those from the ground, you're clearly not going to be able to do a good job from the ground. I sealed this drive with the little sprayer, with the little screw fix sprayer that I was talking about earlier. You can see my little setup there, look. So it does work, it just takes a bit longer. I'm a window clean. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. I am working through all your comments, guys. I'm sorry I'm taking so long to get through everyone. I am a window cleaner and personally I find it fun. Are you talking about faces and soffits and stuff? But you do have to keep yourself entertained with... Oh, no, you're talking about window cleaning, I see. With either music or talking to customers. It does help if you work with someone as it would in any job. Yeah, I mean, also podcasts and stuff. You can stick your headphones on and find a really good podcast to listen to. That really does pass the time when it comes to pressure washing and stuff. The solar panel robot from X-Line looks pretty decent for large scale work. Solar panel robot. I know Squeaky Clean Dave's tested a few rotating brushes and stuff, but I'm not sure how effective they actually are. Oh, this thing. I saw this actually, yeah. I wonder if that would get litching spots off. Because imagine investing all that money into that kit, only to find actually it doesn't really. It's designed for like dusty panels, not litching covered panels. I'd be scared. I'd be scared to put something like that onto. I always feel like solar panels are like really, really delicate. They're not. They're actually quite hard wearing and stuff. They're designed to, you know, withstand stuff falling on them. But it does bother me. It does worry me. Look what I saw today. Have a look at this. Look at that. A curb cleaner. It's a flat surface cleaner for curbs. How cool is that? Would you have to be like super precise? Because it all looks like it looks like it's all like hard mounted in place. So what if your little... It looks like he's using like a small truck or something to move this along. Oh, it's like a lawnmower. It's like one of them ride-along lawnmowers. Well, it looks like it's hard mounted, so what if you get too close to the curb? Is it just going to scratch up against the curb? Or if you get too far away, it's just not going to... It almost needs to be on like some sort of spring. Some sort of... You know what I'm saying? But I thought that was cool. Also, something else I saw on Facebook today. Look at this for a technique. I don't know whether the video is sped up. It is sped up. It is, because I can see the steam. The steam wouldn't dissipate that quickly. Look at that for a technique, man. Why would you do that on a whole car park when you could just use a flat surface cleaner? You'd have thought if you're landing jobs like... If you're landing a forecourt as a job, you'd have thought you have the sort of equipment where you can afford to run a flat surface cleaner up and down it. I don't know what the benefit of doing this over just... Maybe it's just for the video. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Thinking of doing them again at a higher rate and maybe with a scaffold tower. Yeah, if you can incorporate a scaffold tower into it, that would definitely make the job a lot easier. Still hard work, but... yeah, and then you've got to consider like the cost involved in either renting one or purchasing a scaffolding tower you then need to incorporate that into your pricing, because your customers need to pay for that scaffolding tower. And then are they going to go for you at £17 per panel, or are they going to go to the window cleaner at £5 per panel? This is where I think like a really good portfolio, like if someone wants their solar panels cleaned and I send them these pictures, like it sort of speaks for itself in that you're going to get the result. So if you've got a portfolio behind you or a website full of your before and after pictures where people can see they do a great job, then I'm sure they won't mind paying what you want to ask for it to make it worth your while. But even at £17 per panel, you know, doing 15 panels, what was that, 255 quid? Angela, welcome. 255 quid to do 15 panels. Even that, there was 2 of us on that day, and it took us almost 2 hours to then factor in the cost of a scaffolding tower to set all that up and take it all down, or hire one. It could even at £17 per panel, it could then get to the point where even that's not cost effective. So do you purchase a scaffolding tower and then, you know, just charge slightly more per panel to eventually pay it off over 2-3 years maybe? I don't know. Even a scaffolding tower is like, that's high effort for a fairly low ticket job. You know what I'm saying? Jetmac are absolute class. Best customer service ever. Really? Oh, you've not gotten home yet, Prompt Peak. Just bought a cheap Chinese petrol jet wash. Will this be okay to do some work for other people, or is it not powerful enough? I don't know which one it is, mate. Joseph, if you wanna send me a picture on Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever, it very much depends on which one you bought. But if it's a petrol pressure washer, chances are it's going to be absolutely fine. Might not last the longest because it's a cheap Chinese pressure washer, but it's probably plenty powerful enough to at least get you started and get some, and you know, start earning money. Got a few jobs coming up and a few things to wait on. Okay, nice. Best agitator, as I do a lot of slabs. Agitator, as in to agitate your chemicals, like your hypo and stuff. Let me show you the one that works for me. So I've got a brush that's very, very similar to this. And the benefit of it, like being wood and plastic instead of like metal, you want to try and avoid metal, because if you're using hypo quite often, it's going to just rust and it's going to look a mess after a couple of uses. So a soft bristle brush, when you're agitating the chemicals, you're not trying to brush the black spots away. Some people think you need a stiff brush to like brush the black spots away, but that's not what you're doing. You're trying to keep the chemical active by moving it around and foaming it up and stuff and keeping it where you want it. And for that, a soft brush is much better than a stiff brush. And also, if you're dipping a soft brush into a bucket, it's going to carry much more chemical out onto the surface than a stiff brush would. If you're dipping a stiff brush in, by the time you've lifted it out the bucket, all the chemicals, there's nothing left on the end of the brush. So you're much better with a soft one, in my opinion, unless anyone can tell me different. Well done on your lad's kickboxing achievement. Thank you, mate. Yeah, he's been going for about 10, maybe like 9 or 10 weeks now, and he's just got his first belt, so he's very happy. You say £45 per side, but what's the max length and minimum? No, I don't have a price per meter. It's just, that's a general starting point. I know what you're saying. Like if it's a bigger house, or if they've got multiple sections of the roof that curves around and stuff, it's going to be more money. But on average, I'm at around about £45 to £50 per side. That's my base price, and then I'll sort of go up from there if I need to. But I very rarely have to be honest, because I'm not doing crazy big gutter clears. Pound for pound, best pressure washer. Buy a used Brendan pressure washer with a cat pump. Brendan. Someone's being very noisy out there. Brendan power washers. Something like this. What's a cat pump? Is a cat pump something that draws? You mean like a high pressure pump? Cat? I've never heard of a cat pump. Oh, I see. Oh, cool! It's blue. I like it. £5,000 for a pump. I think you'd need a used one. West Coast. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. You've now got access to the Discord, I believe. Yeah, you're a Circle member. You can join the Discord now, mate. Thank you. Welcome. 16 litres per minute, 125 bar. What's good about these cat pumps then? Are they just like really hard wearing? Super heavy duty? I've never seen a Brendan pressure washer. Suction hose. Heavy duty triple piston cat pump. Live hose reel with stainless center. What's a live hose reel? Steel frame canopy. GX390 pull start. Suction hose fitted. Detergent system. Turbo nozzle. I've lost it. I've never seen one of them. Pretty cool though. Spot on with the price for gutters. Oh, nice. More physical on the arms and shoulders than doing windows, but I do enjoy it a lot more. And also, when you're cleaning PVC and stuff, having a good pole. I've got a cheap Gardener CLX 22 pole, and there is so much flex in it that I'm wasting so much energy. I spoke about this last week on the live stream, but I'm wasting so much energy with the twisting, trying to keep it where I want it. Whereas if my pole was stiffer, I could put it where I want it, if you know what I mean, and I don't have all that wasted energy. I do gardening for some of my customers and gutter clearing, and I'm watching you to learn how to jet wash and soft wash properly. So thank you, sir. Oh, no worries, Negan. When are you going steam? Can you steam in the winter? Yeah, I suppose you can. I don't suppose it matters when you steam. It'll be more impressive clouds of steam in the winter. I don't think I am going to go steam anytime soon. I'm getting good results doing what I'm doing. I don't do enough like heritage stone work to justify getting steam yet. Maybe if I get some big contracts or something, I might. You do have to move work. Oh, okay. My window cleaning round is gappy, wiggle room. Wet and forget is great for liching on solar panels. Is that just a biocide? So I spoke to Pure Seal and they said there's no point in using biocide on solar panels because it has nothing to absorb into. Although, I mean, using Max Clean Pro on solar panels, it's got a touch of biocide in it. It will kill everything on the solar panel within 10 minutes or so. Whereas I don't know if TFR will actually kill anything. Like if there's any liching spots or whatever, or remaining whatever, I don't think TFR will kill it, but a biocide will. But I don't think biocide has to necessarily absorb into the panes of glass, because it wouldn't, because it's totally smooth. But if you put biocide on loads of liching spots, literally just spray it on and then come back 2 months later, there's a chance some of them liching spots would have fallen off because they'd have been killed, and then the weathering could have potentially taken some of that off. But it won't coat the panels in like a protective biocidal layer like you'd expect from like a ground surface or a roof. Do you tell Jakey how much you get for your jobs? Yeah, because I want to make sure he understands like the quoting process and stuff. I understand what you're saying. It's a disparity between what he's earning compared to what I'm quoting and what I'm being paid for the entire job. But then again, I've spent the last 3 years, you know, building up this kit and this customer base and stuff, which he hasn't had to do. So at this point, he's like a labourer. I'm not going to say unskilled labourer because he's learnt a lot since he joined, but he's being paid as an inexperienced labourer at the moment. And then the more he can bring to the table, with the more I can train him up and the more he can do, and at the point where I can potentially send him off on his own, that all gets reflected in what I end up paying him. And I intend to keep paying him more and more as he gets more skilled. I set up the payroll this month, last couple of days actually. I had an email this morning to say his payroll stuff is all sorted, so he's fully like official now, which is scary. I use the Gardener Scraper or DA Components multi-tool with the bronze wool walnut pad to get the liching off. Takes a while with a 35-foot pole. Can I have a look at that? Gardener Scraper. Oh, Coda's not very happy. I'm not seeing a scraper. Paddle holder. Supreme bumper. Super scraper. Oh, the scraper and pad. Long scraper. Oh. Oh, it's only a little dinger. It's only a tiddly one. Why is it so small? Wouldn't you want it to be a lot wider than that? Hey, to be fair, that would be perfect. That would mean that you could do it by yourself. You wouldn't need one person scraping, one person brushing, because you just flip it upside down, don't you? Hey, that's really good, that is. I'm going to get one of them on my next pole. I think I'm going to buy another pole at some point. That's a really good idea. What was the other one you said? DA Components. And you said it was a multi-tool. Scrub pads? No. Multi-tool. Multi-tool stainless steel pad holder. Multi-tool holder. Handy sleeve, silencer, squeegee, cone tip. I think I'm alpha scrubber. I don't think I'm seeing it. When applying, do you tell... Sorry, when employing, do you tell the employee your income? Always wondered about window cleaning and collecting money. I don't think Jakey really needs to know my income necessarily. But the business is, if he's going to be quoting for me, he'll probably have an idea of what the business is earning. But what the business earns is different to what I take home. I do a lot of reinvesting into the business, and particularly with things like the YouTube stuff, I'm reinvesting a lot of the YouTube money back into the business. Camera equipment and this new monitor that I've got, all that sort of stuff. Herb cleaner looks like the vertical arm is going through a big rubber bush. This will take out any bumps. That's a good spot. Very good spot. Looking at buying a scaffolding tower, as I'm going to do roof cleaning as well, but the My Towers are expensive, they are. And I've seen reviews of like the cheaper towers and of how sort of flimsy and thin the metal is and stuff, and generally My Towers seem to be the one to go for. I haven't really looked, but I haven't seen anyone slating the My Towers as much as some of the other ones. You can easily miss your windows for a week or a month before anyone starts complaining, so you could easily pick up a jet washing job. Yeah, I mean, I do get a lot of people saying, oh, my window cleaner never turns up when he says he's gonna, or when he's supposed to. When he's supposed to, I guess people are making potentially too many promises, saying, yeah, I'll be with you tomorrow or something. Why don't you buy a new pole? I will. I'm waiting for mine to break. I bought some new brooms today. My gardener pole is shocking for gutters, faces and soffit cleaning. Yeah, mine is too. I use carbon poles, so not as bad, but thinking of a high mod pole next. Gunnar, welcome. I've tried heavy duty degreaser, and wet and forget works much better. Plus it's label compliant, it doesn't need to absorb in on solar panels. If you're talking about scrubbing pads, just get the quick lock water through pad holder from Gardener. Quick swap over, they're great for conservatory roofs too. Water through. Quick lock. I've typed in water through. Swivel pad holder. Water through pad. Ooh. Oh, so the jets are like recessed into the flatty bit. And then it's just a flat pad. How often do you have to replace these pads, and what are the pads made out of? Are they like sponge? Can be combined with a rinse bar. Replacement abrasive pads. Oh, I don't really want to be replacing pads, but I mean, if they're good, aren't they? How abrasive are we talking? They could be really nice for solar panels. Quick and simple cleaning for heavily soiled glass. White non-scratch pad providing extra cleaning power on impacted and heavily soiled glass. So they could be ideal for solar panels actually. If they're non-scratch but they're suitable for heavily soiled glass, that could be ideal. Use one per job but they're cheap. Yeah, £1.75. That's not bad really, is it? We recommend checking any abrasive pad for dirt. Always check product suitability. I wonder if there's a video of this. Water through pad. Bronze wool pad holder. Of course, Squeaky Clean Dave has done a video on it, or on something similar. What's Macintosh saying? It's quite thick. It looked thinner in the pictures, but it's actually quite thick, isn't it? He's got the CLX as well there, look. Same as me. So it's just literally exactly the same attachments as a brush. You just bang it on. Ooh. How's he getting it to twist side by side like that? Has he got a swivel thing? Is there a swivel thing? I like that. Swivel gooseneck, top part only, no swivel bolt. Quick lock swivel adapter. Oh, I think I need a swivel in my life. Converts the quick lock gooseneck to a swivel action gooseneck. Connects any brush with quick lock brush to allow full swivel. I think I need some swivel. Has anyone got a swivel? And is it good? Is it better than not having one? Oh, I bet that just, when you've got a nice stiff pole and a swivel on the end, I bet it just wraps around everything. I bet it's lovely, that is. I wonder what jets he's got in that. That does look nice, doesn't it? And you can rinse. I wonder how abrasive they are. I want to touch it. I want to feel it. Wait, it's 10 for £1.35. That says 175 there. Buy 10 for £1.35 each and save 23%. I see what you're saying. So if you buy them in bulk, you get them cheaper. Oh, that one's flopping about there. Did you see that then? Look at the floppage on this one. Looks like it's coming off. I don't want that to happen. Look, it's all falling off. It's flapping around everywhere. He's only done a couple of windows. Do yours flap about, Mills? How flappy are yours? Look, it's falling off. It's totally fell apart. Is he going to mention that? Wait, I don't understand. He just ripped it in half and then stuck it back on. Did he have two of them on there? One per job. I don't understand what he just did then. I wonder if he accidentally put two on there because he had two stuck together or something. I don't want to play the audio because he's got music in the background and it's going to get the stream muted for those that are watching it back at a later date. Cool that you can just type in a product and someone's done a review on it. Like, this is a very random product and Macintosh has took the time to actually review it, which is very cool.
Those stubborn marks on the glass. So I really that was pretty good. I was really pleased with that. I reckon I've done that in half the time that I normally do. Normally have a real struggle trying to scrub away at all those stubborn marks on the glass. So I really like that tool. Definitely a really handy little bit of equipment to have in your toolkit, I would say. Really brilliant. The only thing was with the pad, part way round, don't know if you saw that, it kind of got a bit shredded and tore off kind of the back half and put the top half back on there. And it did move around a little bit, which meant that it kept interrupting the jets ever so slightly, especially when it was flopping off like that. But you can pretty much stick anything you want on there, so I might try a few different pads. And yeah, I'd really like to try those walnut pads on here. I reckon that'd be quite good. See how I get on with that. But so
done a good job of that glass,
I'm
innit?
going to use that next time. They look really good. I'm really pleased with them, and I've done it much quicker than usual. So can't complain about that. Nice one. Thanks for watching.
Dave's done a video of the walnut pads. Yeah, he just said it broke. Yes, Flappy Bird. Mate, I priced it ridiculous because it's a family friend. Only 200. And it was my first one, so I'm just trying out all of the equipment. So I've probably done around 200 square meters. Still loads more. You've priced 1,000 square meters of block paving at 200 quid. Severely underestimated how hard it is, not gonna lie. That's the worst I've heard. When it comes to underpricing stuff. Mate, that's crazy. I think I priced that. What would I have priced that? 325 square meters plus resanding. Yeah, I priced that one at about 1,300 quid for 325 square meters. Mate, that's... But it's a learning experience. Every experience is a learning experience, and they're all good. Even bad experiences are good. So you're going to learn from this and, you know, get the job done, finish the job, take loads of pictures, use it as content for whatever you're going to be putting together, your leaflets, your social media. Take this as an opportunity to learn and to benefit from. Forget the money. Yes, you've underquoted it, but you know, we all do it sometimes, don't we?
But it's a bit too big to be using with your brush. You'll find it bashes against the top. But something that's been out for quite a long time now is the bronze wool pad from DA Components, which fits on the back of your gooseneck. But it's a bit too big to be using with your brush. You'll find it bashes against the tops of windows and basically gets in the way. So I've got this one here set up with a DA applicator for doing spraying and conservatory roofs, that type of thing. But Darren has now brought something out new, and I think this is going to help. So new from DA Components is the mini bronze wool pad. There it is. Only a little thing, and this will fit onto the back of your gooseneck. So it comes in two parts like this. All you do, screw it together, a little bit of silicone grease which I've already put on there, but don't screw it too tight, just screw it so it's 90 degrees to the pad. And then it comes with two stainless steel bolts to fit onto your gooseneck. So let's do that. So to fit the mini pad, to start with, you take off your brush and just put your brush back on. This will stop it from getting in the way too much. So let's go and give it a go.
Damn it. I didn't pause the music quick enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about a conservatory application for that sort of stuff, but solar panels, that'd be super handy. to have something like that. Wicked. Look what I found today. I was going to send a video actually to the Discord. I might have already done it, I can't remember. So I found this little mixer tap adapter. I don't know if you can see it very well there, but it's like a normal hose lock adapter, but then it's got a mix adapt fitting, and it clamps in place. Oh bollocks! And like all the other ones that I've used, there's always a risk that they're going to leak because something's not tight enough, or the fitting that it doesn't fit quite properly. But this clamps in place, and it makes a perfect seal. I'll show you. I'll show you. That comes off there. So that comes off there, and you get this little adapter, and it screws onto there, and then you get this bit that clips onto there, and you can put that on there. This was at my dad's house, and it's perfect. How much better is that than putting one of them stupid silicone clamps over the top of the mixer tap, and they leak all the time? And literally, as soon as the tank gets full, and then the pressure in the hose backs up, you always like introduce leaks. So you'll connect everything up, turn the tap on, and everything will be smooth and there'll be no leaks. And then while you're outside, your tank fills up, gets to the top, and it cuts the water off, and then the pressure backs up and starts pissing water all over in the kitchen because the pressures come through one of the little seams or whatever. This doesn't do that. I actually tested it. It's quite a high flow tap actually as well. It gives us some good water pressure, and it didn't leak at all. And it was about £4 from B&Q. Definitely recommend getting one of them. I was well happy with that. Here's the recent Ulzenum job. Still don't know how to say that word. But we were pressure washing some little steps front and back on this block of flats. Nice little number. Ozo Court in Droitwich. They're going to be passing us quite a bit more work, I think, according to the manager, which is nice. The pads work, but still a lot of scrubbing required on liching. Yeah, I think scraping, if you can get a soft scraper, that's potentially better. Sorry, Negan, how can I get cement off a concrete floor? It's the one where you roll the print onto the concrete with a shiny coating. Okay, so it's got pattern imprinted concrete. So if you have a little look on the Pure Seal website, go onto the shop, and then go down here on the right side to concrete, imprinted concrete, and then go on to concrete stain treatments. It then shows you which ones are suitable for pattern imprinted concrete. And so the one you'd probably want to go for is the concrete and grout remover. And that's that'll move any cement stains and stuff. And it's just generally good to have in the van because you often come across stuff like that. We had it on the patio that we cleaned today, but I just didn't have anything with me. Customer's quite happy to leave it. It's been there for years, so might want to try that one, mate. Problem with swivels, they put more stress on the pole and spin easier, and also you can't put as much pressure on the glass. Kind of hard to explain. I know what you mean. It's similar to having like a bendy pole. You're probably sort of putting you're putting weight into a certain side of the pole, only for it to then swivel on the end. So you're not really able to get, you know. Some guy, the high mod is best for no flex. Okay. He'll get a new pole when he gets a battery blower. Some guy has recently made a scrubby pad that glues onto the brush. It's called the doo-doo or something. Less weight to carry. Is it really called a doo-doo? Andy, welcome. Great North. Hi Jake, do you have any recommendations for a GoPro? Anything to avoid? I would avoid a GoPro personally. I think the footage that comes out of GoPros is just nasty. I don't like the way it looks. This is a DJI Action 4. One of these. And I think the image quality on this is much closer to what you'd expect from like a DSLR. It's not DSLR quality, but I mean the colors are really nice. The footage isn't grainy. I feel like GoPro footage is grainy quite a lot of the time. But I can literally plug this in and use it as a webcam instantly. I can film in 4K, 1080p, 60 frames per second, whatever I need to change it to. It's got multiple settings for like punching in and having like wide angle shots and stuff. You can have standard, wide, ultra wide. You can do time lapses on it. The only thing you can't do with these action cameras, I mean, it's still action camera footage, but it's much, I think it's much nicer than GoPro footage personally. The thing about action cameras is because they've got a set focal length. It's like a very wide focal length, so everything in the shot is in focus, no matter how far away it is, pretty much. If you were to get really close up, I try and get some of these close-up shots sometimes of like driveways or moss or weeds or whatever. Or if I was to try and, like, if I put something here, it won't focus on my hand. Everything here is in focus. Some of it's darker than others because I've got lights on me at the moment, but everything is in focus in this frame. But when you get too close, it doesn't adjust the focus. There's no sort of autofocus on it. So it's not good for like really up close shots. Sorry if this has been asked, but what's up with the Discord? I have been booted out. Cameron, you need to link your YouTube account, mate. We discussed it in last week's stream, and Matt put an announcement in the announcement section, just going over why we've done it, the reason behind it all. So you should still have access to this bit here. Once you've linked your account, you'll then get access to the rest of the Discord again. But it is necessary, unfortunately. I'm sorry if you've had some issues getting back in, but it's all for the greater good. Helps me manage things a little bit easier, and I'm very thankful that Matt's sorted it all out for me. I need one of them. Where did you get it from? Oh, this little Duber. B&Q. About £4. Do they do a male thread version too? I didn't see any other version. I only saw that one. Are Works Craftsman pressure washers any good, or recommendations for £150 to £200? I've never heard of a Works Craftsman. Is that an Aldi one? Isn't Works Aldi? Is it an electric pressure washer? Oh, those things. No. No, don't get one of them. Potentially good for chemical application. You can draw water from a barrel with one of these and fire it out the end of the lance. So if you're drawing from a bucket of chemicals, don't know how long it'd last if you're running chemicals through it, but potentially quite a good option. But no, if you're looking at doing pressure washing on anything more than a vehicle, if you're going to be doing driveways and patios and stuff, get a proper petrol pressure washer. Don't waste your time with this sort of stuff because you're going to instantly regret it after your first job. If you're really on a tight budget, the one I started with was the Parker brand machine. Can't really recommend it because it's not designed for commercial use, but this is the one I started with. 265 quid. Lasted about 6 months before I popped some of the seals on the pump and it started leaking oil all over the customer's patio. Start with a petrol pressure washer. Don't go for anything electric. Triple checked anything. The Discord role should be working as attended. What would you suggest for York Stone? Only have a couple in block paved patio. When people say York Stone, is that sandstone? What is York Stone? It's sandstone, isn't it? Oh, quartz, mica, feldspar, clay and iron oxides. Oh, it's a variety of sandstone, okay. So you'd be fine with hypo. Sodium hypochlorite. Should be absolutely fine. Does look a bit different to like just Indian sandstone, doesn't it? Oh, that looks posh. Look at that. Sawn York stone paving. I bet that's an absolute nightmare to clean. As with like honed or polished sandstone. I love the way some of these steps curve over. They've not got straight edges, they've got curved edges on the steps. I think that's a really nice detail. I'm not saying GoPro footage isn't good. I don't like it as a preference. Every time I see GoPro footage, I can tell that it's GoPro footage. There's something about it that I don't like. How much is the camera? I think I paid about £460 for the camera and the adventure kit, which gives you like 3 batteries, because I knew I'd be using them all day. I'm so happy with it. I'm well chuffed. The only thing that I've done is I've cracked the rear screen and the front lens. I've had to replace the front lens. I haven't bothered replacing the rear screen because everything's still working, but it fell over off the tripod and cracked literally within a week of buying it, and I was fuming, and it was because I didn't have this little case on it. I was out pressure washing with my brother at the end of winter. Really angry with myself. Smout, you're a legend. Thank you. I did my boss's wall and got cement on the floor, so he'll be happy I found something for it. No worries, mate. I'm glad that sorted you out. Sorry if this has been asked, but what's up with the Discord? Oh, we've already read that. No worries, Great North. I don't know what I... Oh yeah, the camera. It's for cleaning your car. Yeah, I mean, if you don't intend to do any sort of driveway cleaning and stuff with it, I'm sure you'd be fine with cleaning your car with something like that. I'm sure that's who it's advertised for. Manny, welcome. Be careful, can be etched if you go too close, if it looks like it's sawn from a quarry. Yeah, that's a good point. Any type of sawn, honed, polished sandstone or limestone, if you get too close, too high pressure, you can etch it. Well remembered, Oliver. Cheers. Thought so. Customers just worried. Here's an old school cut stone, nothing fancy like those tiles. Also do a test patch, because I don't want to be held responsible for anything going wrong. And also just don't take the customer's word for it that it is York stone, because sometimes people are sold stuff under something else. So they might be sold Indian sandstone. They might be sold concrete printed slabs as like Indian sandstone, for example. They might be sold concrete slabs as granite slabs or granite block paving. It does happen more often than you might think. So that they might be under the impression they've got natural slate. They've got like a slate patio, but actually they've just got a porcelain patio. So it's important that you understand how to identify different stones and slabs and stuff. Look what I found in the B&Q car park. What are the odds that it's orange? I think that was a sign. You might be asking, why did I pick it up? And I'm starting to think the same. Sorted, I'm back in. Thanks. Having heart palpitations. Oh no. Jake, how do you identify weak joints in sandstone? Are we talking pointing, like weak pointing? You can generally tell if the pointing is going to fly out if there are gaps either side. So sometimes you'll have a slab pointing in the middle, and then another slab next to it. And if you don't see any black, if you don't see any gaps between them, you should be fine. If you've got a slab, a hairline gap pointing, another hairline gap, and then a slab. If you've got hairline cracks anywhere in the pointing, chances are as soon as you introduce high pressure, that's going to fly out. And that's not your problem. All you have to do is manage the customer's expectations at the beginning of the job. Don't just go into it guns blazing and then tell the customer, I'm sorry, I've lost a load of your pointing doing this. Because then there's a chance they're going to want you to redo it. Show them, walk them around the patio and say, look, there's loose pointing here. You've got weeds coming up here. And so next to all these weeds, you know, as soon as you pull that weed out, all the pointing is going to come up with it. If you've got patches of grass coming up through, you need to set their expectations and say, this is not going to withstand my pressure washer. So what do you want to do? Happy to carry on? Happy to try soft washing it instead? You're not going to get as good results as if you were to pressure wash it. Make it their call, make it their decision, and also take lots of photos and document what you're doing, because you don't want to be held responsible for a load of missing pointing, because it's expensive to replace. With regards to like identifying it, I don't think. The other thing is, to be fair, identifying it. If you're, it's nice to be able to identify brushing jointing compound, because if you're even if it looks fairly new and it looks good, brushing jointing compound is very granular. You can see all the grains, and it's generally lots of different colours mixed into one to make it look sandy or to make it look grey. There's lots of little tones, different coloured tones of sand to make it look that specific colour. If you can identify that, that's also something you've got to say, you know, if this has been installed correctly, then it should withstand the pressure washer. There's a chance some of it could come up, the top layer of it could come off, and we might be left with, when I'm rinsing down, you might be left with like, you might see all those grains as you're rinsing away. You might be rinsing away grains as if it's like sand, because the top layer would have been what's that word? You'd have degraded that top layer of jointing compound. Other times, you can also tell the customer that jointing compound is only designed to last 2 to 3 years. So if it's been down any longer than that, then you can expect that the pressure washer will start to bring it up, because it's not going to last much longer. At that point, again, you can like offer to just soft wash it with chemicals instead. Do you know the difference between a Interpump 47 series and an Interpump 59 series? No. Sorry, mate. Should we have a look together? Or is this just a quiz? Are you quizzing me? Versus an Interpump 59. bar, 21 litres per minute. Let's take an example that we'd actually use in real life. So let's go. Cool to know you can buy like direct from. Oh, is this pump some pressure? Let's get a real life example. So let's go 200 bar. 200 bar, 21 litres per minute. And then let's do a comparable one. 210 bar, 11 litres per minute. 250 bar, 15 litres per minute. So it looks to me like the 59 series, they're higher pressure, lower flow rate potentially, or designed for higher pressure, lower flow. I've got 210 bar, 21 litres per minute running at 1400 RPM. This one runs at 1400 RPM. Is that what it requires? A 10 horsepower engine. This requires an 11 horsepower engine maybe. 24mm shaft, nickel plated manifold. Everything else looks the same. I'm guessing the 59 series is more aimed at drain jetting, but someone else might be able to tell me I'm wrong. I need a wee. Can I go for a wee? Back in a sec. Oh, it's not working. Oh, it's not working. Have we got any other adverts you can watch? That one's not working. That one's not working. Now these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit, on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video. That was good timing, wasn't it? How about that then? Interpump guide. I don't know, mate, to be honest. I don't know what the difference would be there. Local pressure washer sales place. Series 7 is on a Delta pressure washer and the Series 59 is on an Evolution pressure washer. Could be something to do with the shaft, although... ...24mm male shaft. 24mm male shaft. They might have put a different pump on it just because they found one relevant to the horsepower of the engine. They wanted to maybe offer a 15 litre per minute and a 21 litre per minute, but one of them was cheaper than the other to do it that way. I don't know. I have thought about drain cleaning, Cameron. I think it's more of a specialist job than... I think you need to understand a lot about how drainage works for you to be able to do that job effectively. Although I do have all the equipment now that I could probably do. All I'd need to get would be one of those drain cleaning sort of whip hoses and the appropriate nozzles. I've got all the gear to be able to do that job, I think. Do I want to do drain clearing? Wading through people's crap? I don't know. Do you? Would you do that, Cameron? It depends how much the job pays. Like, how much could it possibly pay? And you'd have to charge an hourly rate. Does anyone agree? For drain cleaning, you can't charge it by the meter. You have to charge it for how long you're on site. So you'd probably do a call out, an initial call out charge, and then you'd probably want to do a price per hour, I'd imagine. My LEDs have come off already. I can't believe it. I'm fuming. They're brand new, they are. I'll replace the old ones that fell off. Maybe it's the wood, maybe they don't like the wood. Those are still on. I've put them all around the wall this time. Go have a look. Look at that. The Evolution has the unloader valve and easy prime ball valve compared to the Delta. So the Delta just doesn't have an unloader valve and it doesn't have an easy prime. Yeah, I'd probably go for the Evolution then. Did you say the Evolution was 21 litre per minute? Yeah, the Evolution sounds like the better machine in that case. 15 versus 21. Higher flow rate, probably better geared to actually pressure washing. Are they a similar price? Although it says you can get the Delta with a return to tank bypass. You'd expect to have a return to tank bypass on the 21 litre per minute machine. On the Evolution, I'd have thought. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about today? Let's have a sticky beak. I love that guy. He's so funny. I was going to do a quote breakdown. I don't know if the chap is here from the Discord. He's been asked to quote a huge roof clean. Basically maintain the whole... I think it's a care home, if I remember correctly. If you're here, it's Marcus. If Marcus is here, we can have a look at going through that now if you like. If not, maybe I'll save that for another day. This is a little preview of it. So he's been asked to, I believe he's been asked to mow all the grass, potentially trim the hedges, I can't remember, clean the roof, and then clean all the patios and all the paths. And I had planned on helping him out with the quote, potentially going to visit. I was thinking I could. It's only Cheltenham, so it's not far from me. I could go and give him a hand with it because he's quite new to the pressure washing stuff. It's a big old roof, I'll tell you that for free. It would lend itself very nicely to, someone mentioned a flat surface cleaner. I think it's a slate roof. But yeah. It'd be easier than scraping it anyway. Lots of roof area to cover. All these sandstone windowsills, ledges that will need cleaning. Patios going around the whole place. Paths, very old, very black spotty. So that might be a fun one to break down between us all. These are these sandstone windowsills. They're like cast sandstone, I believe. I've cleaned quite a few of these in the past. This is where like heat would help. If I had a boiler and I could use steam, that's where that would really come in handy. But I've got chemicals, so I could just sort of give it, do a light wash on the first layer and then apply the hypo and let it dwell and stuff. So I think even if you steam clean that, you'd probably still need to use hypo. I don't know. I'm thinking of getting a van sign written with a roof scraper kit, but not sure what would be best. I'm thinking of getting the van sign written or a roof scraper kit. That's a good question. What do you spend your money on? They'd be around about the same price, wouldn't they? I think having a roof scraping kit would open up more opportunities for work than you'd probably generate from even a well sign written van. Sign written vans do generate work, not as much as you'd expect, I don't think, or mine didn't anyway when I had mine sign written. I do still want to get mine done. I'm waiting. My MOT's tomorrow, and I'm waiting to see whether it's going to pass the MOT or not, or how much work it's going to need before I invest that much money into getting the van sign written. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry the video didn't come out tonight. I've had some technical issues, but hopefully it'll be out tomorrow night if all goes to plan. And I really appreciate you all watching. Thank you to the new members who decided to join tonight. We've got Jack and we've got West Coast. So thank you so much. And I'll GG's. I'll see you next week. Have a really good week. Make it a good one. Okay? Okay.